Hello and welcome everyone to, well, not Court of Corvids, no, but a very special Paizo Con event. I guess we're after the wrap up, like we were last year. We were like, hey, I know you thought the show was over, but it's not. Anyways, my name is Jake. I'm the GM of this group. I go by he, him, but I'll be playing a bunch of different things. Mostly it's just mostly just monstrous, just amorphous creatures. So be prepared for that. Why don't we go over to Molly slash Temperance, who looks like
Hello,
death.
I am Molly McIsaac. I am playing Helena Temperance Kensington. We are both she, her. Helena at one point was a pious and sweet aristocracy girl who really had everything going for her until some really bad things happened, made her lose her faith. Now her sword is possessed by the spirit of vengeance, and that's just pushing her forward. So while she might be in retirement, she's not. She's technically a what kind of paladin is this, Jake? A tyrant paladin. So I'm lawful evil. Level 20, like we all are. I'm so excited to play this character. It's going to be a good time. We have some good character motivation here, which might be slightly uncomfortable, and that's okay with me.
Okay, next Crooks or Crew or Krug, whatever you want to go by today.
Hi, my name's Krug, playing Crew Squix, the Repfolk Ifrit wizard. I'm playing a caster, and that is not something that I normally do, and I'm really excited to use all these amazingly awesome spells. Crew used to work as a freelance protector of noble adventurers, basically individuals that didn't have any actual adventuring talent, but decided that they wanted to go on adventures anyways. Basically, the power behind the face. After doing that for years and years and years, Crew finally decided that it was time to retire. Having saved up quite a large nest egg, if you will, Crew decided to start his own school. And so now Crew works as an archmage for a school that teaches the magically inclined how to not accidentally hurt themselves with the magic that they use.
Awesome. Well, why don't we go to Linda or Pedal Dancer, whichever. Why don't you go for it?
Hi, I'm Linda Zayas-Palmer. I use she, her, and I'm playing Pedal Dancer, who also uses she, her. She is a Lotus Fleshy monk with the medic archetype who has settled into retirement as an extremely skilled medic who travels the world, and whenever she sees that there is some great monstrous cataclysm, occasionally she's pulled out of retirement to beat things to a pulp with her viney tendrils. But most of the time, she just prefers to keep it peaceful.
All right, Jonas slash Calabash.
Hello, my name is Jonas, they, them, and I am playing King Calabash, he, him, the king of the Calabash Kingdom. King Calabash is a gourd leshy, specifically, if you wouldn't guess, a calabash gourd for a head, very bejeweled. He set out in his youth, in his young adult life, to go and seek an ancient fey people that might rid his kingdom of an undead threat. He did this long, long ago, and in the years since, he has been mostly relaxing, sipping melon tea, and overlooking the great orchard of the Calabash Kingdom, with his little gourdlings running around and making those little kid noises where you're never sure if they're having fun or in extreme danger, and it seems they're usually having fun.
Awesome. William.
Hi, I'm William, they, them, and I am playing Bartleby. I almost said your name because I read it on the screen. Bartleby. I'm playing Bartleby.
Bartleby?
Bartleby, he, him, rat folk, detective, investigator, everything. Is known as the Great Rat Detective. Solved a bunch of mysteries, did a bunch of just like really Sherlock-esque things. sincerely very, very smart, is so good with the deductions, so good, and everybody just knows, like, dang, what a good rat. Went into retirement, but solves the minor crime here or there on the side, just in town. Ended up going off to a village to be peaceful, but kind of gets the itch every once in a while and is like, a loaf of bread went missing from Miss Geringer's windows. Like that kind of thing. So yeah, so that's where we're at with Bartleby Stone, the great rat detective.
Now,
I forgot to mention that I'm playing a human. It's the first time I think I've ever not played an elf. Like, I'm not even kidding. It felt really weird not putting elf ears on today. That's all.
Yeah, well, they're just hidden under the chainmail, right? Just a human with elf ears.
Well, no. It could be a human with elf ears, which is me in real life. But it's an homage to my original World of Warcraft character, who was like my role played as a dark paladin, and that was like a decade ago at this point. So
yeah,
nice.
I forgot to say I'm an oracle. King Calabash is an oracle, a fire oracle.
Ooh,
a Leshy fire oracle, which
Correct.
how Leshies don't just fear fire right off the bat.
Oh, you get over the fear. Turns to power.
Now, if you could not tell everyone is playing 20th level characters, so be prepared for it to just get completely and utterly absurd, because this is fun. And the question is already asked, is anyone here using a bastard sword?
Not me.
No,
not today, folks.
No, all right. Well,
I don't even have a weapon. So.
Oh.
Yeah, me neither.
You never have a weapon. You have your fists.
I have a wand, technically. But...
Oh, okay.
Petaldancer is a weapon. She doesn't need anything else.
There it is.
Well, let's actually start with you, Crew. What are you doing on a fine Saturday morning?
I would be yelling at students.
You're yelling at students?
Yeah, I would be running through the halls, looking for people that are like out of class. And hey, what are you? You need to get back to. If you don't get back to class right now, you know what's going to happen. Well, you don't want to know what's going to happen because, yeah, that's right. You better run. And
yeah, they start running away. Question for you: if you were to keep something that you needed to keep around you at all times that was extremely important, where would you hide it?
Plain sight.
Plain sight.
It would. I have an Aeon Stone. It would be orbiting around my head with my Aeon Stone somehow.
So anything that's very important would be circling you with an Aeon?
I mean, not anything, but I'm imagining you're talking about a specific thing.
Mm-hmm. So as you're walking back into your classroom after you yell at some miscreant children that are running around in the hallways, you hear a buzz. And you look up to your Aeon Stone, and a small metal box about the size of an Altoid box that has lips on it starts to vibrate.
I grab it.
You grab the box, and you look at the box, and it starts to... There's a little light on it that seems to be flashing.
I use it.
This is an item that you kept with you over the years. You were always told to keep it with you just in case there was an emergency or something that needed to happen. You had worked with mercenary groups throughout the past in your life, all to help you further your goals. And a voice comes over this little box. Crooks.
Crew.
Sorry, it's just been a while.
This better be really incredibly important.
Yeah, it is. It's and the voice sounds extremely familiar to you, and you hear he goes, "Yeah, it's me, Arturo."
Yeah. I mean, what do you want?
I'm gonna need you really badly.
Why?
I don't feel comfortable talking over this. I don't know where you are, and I don't know if anything can reach you or hear this over you.
Where do you want to meet?
How about I meet you where you're at?
If you insist, sure.
And a knock at your door.
Oh, oh God, so annoying. I open the door.
A red tiefling, in a black robe with a metal left hand walks into the room. You know this to be Arturo, and he looks at you and
Then why would you call? Why would you not just knock on the? All right, your sense for the dramatic is like great and cool and everything, but like really weird. You're really weird, dude.
it's called being polite.
Oh, okay. Well, knocking's polite too, but whatever.
Anyways, I've got a really big problem. I don't. I'm not really sure how to explain this, but we've kind of been experimenting with a lot of teleportation lately.
Ah, that's fun.
Yeah, but it's also caused a lot of issues.
Uh-huh.
A really big issue.
Okay. What is that? Did somebody like get cut in half or something? That happens sometimes.
We may have brought something over that we can't deal with ourselves, that we need your assistance for.
Like a weird fruit or something?
It's a titan.
Oh. That's yours. Oh. Okay. Let's go deal with that really quickly. And I'm gonna push a button on my desk and say, I will be back in maybe a couple days, or everybody's going to die. One of those two things. So wish me luck.
He reaches into his coat and he has a small glass bead in his hand. And he goes,
I remember these.
and he
I
throws
grab it out of his hand. I throw it on the ground.
Yep, and you fall through a portal that appears right below you as you break the glass, and he follows shortly after there. Temperance, what are you doing on this fine Saturday morning?
I am sitting in the corner of a tavern, babysitting the winches. They don't know that I'm babysitting them, but I am their silent protector from any man who dare touch their butt. If they grab them or make untoward comments in any way, there is a sword that will greet them either in plain sight of everyone because I really don't care, or out back. And this is how I spend my free time, and this is what delights me.
Someone walks over and sits right next to you at the bar.
What do they look like?
Very pale skin. They're wearing a dress. Definitely dressed nicer than this bar. And they sit right next to you and they go, Temperance?
Why do you know my name? Do you require my help?
Well, yes, I do. My name is Dr. Ravna. How are you?
I am as well as I can be with this wretched life of mine and this wretched world we live in. Hello, Dr. Ravna.
Yes, I've been I'm sorry. I'm quite nervous. I've been asked to come and ask for your assistance.
I have assistance to give if the task is right.
Can we talk somewhere more private?
Absolutely. And without a second thought, Temperance gets up and stomps away. She's a very large, imposing human. She's very muscular. She's in full plate mail. She doesn't need to be, but she is. She has a giant greatsword, and she just makes a crap ton of noise as she stomps out of the tavern into a back alley.
Temperance, Dr. Ravna says, a while back you used to work for an organization that I work for.
I've worked for many organizations.
Yes. Well, we have an issue that we think that is both something that you would love to assist us with and something that we would very much need your assistance with.
Go on.
We have managed to have a very serious issue with a very large, multi-armed man
Yes.
that is causing severe issues.
Well, say no more. Multi-armed man. Absolutely sounds like the sort of thing I would want to prevent.
Then you can come help us. Have you seen one of these? And they pull out a bead. It will take you to our headquarters.
Do I digest this?
No. And they like throw the bead on the ground, and it literally opens up a portal.
I see. And without any second thought, Temper just steps through it.
Pedal Dancer, what are you doing on this fine Saturday morning?
Petal Dancer is in a fountain in a town square in the form of a lotus, meditating and thinking about life and listening to the sounds of people walking by.
Someone within the crowd, roll me a perception. Do the first roll of the game.
All right, that's going to be perception 40.
You hear everyone walking about within the crowd, and you hear someone, you can very distinctly pick someone out that is walking towards you and then stops in the middle of the crowd.
I will turn back from a lotus on the water to sit gracefully on the edge of the fountain. Can I help you? Do you seek wisdom or healing, perhaps?
I personally do not, but I think that there will be some that need you.
Cryptic.
Sorry, I don't really like talking in public.
Then is there somewhere you would prefer to meet?
I think that there is a nice garden nearby. Maybe we can take a walk through it.
That as well.
The footsteps walk away from you and head towards the garden.
I will follow.
You head to the garden, and this person, very tall, wearing a full like black cloak, the whole super secret garb across the way. You notice that there are black feathers like sewn into his cloak. And he says, yes, we've never met, but we have a very serious problem, and there aren't very many of you, and we very much need your help.
There aren't very many of who?
Skilled individuals.
What sort of skill are you looking for? The
Mix.
ability to revive the dead?
Well, I hope it doesn't come to that, but if that is a possibility, then yes. I'm looking for someone who can both use the power of their fist as well as the power of healing. And I have heard rumor that you're that person.
I can assist you, yes.
We have managed to get ourselves into a lot of trouble, and we would greatly appreciate your assistance.
What is it this time? A vast plague emerging from hell?
Well, you're not far off.
A grand distortion of reality?
Yes.
A blight that threatens to cut off primal magic access to an entire nation?
No, definitely a disgusting big giant monster is kind of the direction I was going for.
I see. Well, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Oh, great, because it's a gargantuan problem. Well, if you don't mind, if you don't have anything else to do right now, I'd love to head there right away.
Very well. Lead the way.
Oh, yes, and he pulls a bead out and throws it down on the ground. After you.
Are you going to go into this portal as well?
Yes? No, I'm going to go into a different portal. We both can't go into the same one, or things become wibbly wobbly.
I see. It did strike me as a little strange that you were telling me to step into a portal that you were only willing to step into after you watched me step into it.
Oh yes, watch. And he pulls another bead out and throws it like maybe like 10 feet away and walks over to that one and just like jumps into it. And then you see it close up after he goes through it.
This could still be a terrible trap. But then again, people might need assistance. Petal Dancer sighs and descends into the portal to see what awaits her on the other side.
Calabash, what are you doing
Hello.
on this fine Saturday morning?
Oh, King Calabash is truly reclining out on the patio of the Calabash villa. He's not in the castle anymore. His eldest Gordling is mostly in charge of things up there. He's just kind of chilling, drinking some melon tea, listening to the little ones running around, and he has his second oldest Gordling at his side, just sort of looking out together. They've been kind of sitting in silence for a while, taking in the sights of the beautiful Calabash Kingdom, and just enjoying that this will last forever, this peace right here.
You, very similar to Crew, have that same metal box. Where do you...
Yeah, his head like kind of shakes.
Where do you keep that box?
Well, Calabash reaches inside of the top of his gourd head and pulls out this rattling box.
And across it you hear a very familiar voice.
Hello.
I'm deeply sorry.
Calabash, at your beck. Perhaps your call.
I apologize, King Calabash. I know that you're relaxing and having a good time, but I
Yes,
definitely...
Have you seen the sun today in the kingdom?
No, I have not.
Well, you should come see. It's quite mid-level and perfect.
Good to hear. I'd love to come visit it sometime. I sadly...
Are you busy this afternoon?
I am, but I would love to come. I would love to see you if you could swing by.
Swing by. Oh, well, you do know where I am. You're asking me to leave.
You hear a knock at like the door.
Yeah, King Calabash puts down the talkie box and turns to Kellen Calabash and says, Kellen, would you please go grab all the things from my adventuring chest? Papa thinks he might be needing it. And King Calabash is going to go over and open the elaborate double door that was knocked upon.
As you open it up, you see that there is what seems to be like a messenger with a small bag that is leather bound and sewn at the top, and says, King Calabash?
Yes, you are in his honor.
This is for you. And he literally holds it up with 2 fingers and just like...
Thank you.
And hands it to you and turns around and he walks away. And you can hear the voice from the box all the way back at your seat still going, yeah, what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, gonna run, just like walk back over briskly. Just sorry, I was getting the door. As he's bringing the note and seeing what it says.
There isn't a note. There's literally just a bag. And if you open it up, there's
bag.
Yeah, there's a bag, and in the bag there's a single glass bead that looks like there's some sort of liquid or something swirling on the inside.
Ah. Quite the invention here, old friend. Now, this is a gift, a tribute. You are trying to win my favor that I might help you with your little problem?
Yeah. Why don't you just throw it on the ground right below you?
Sure. Thank you, Kellen. Tally-ho! He's going to toss it down, put on his robe of eyes, and hop into the portal.
As soon as you get everything up, whoop, right through. And last but definitely not least, what are you doing on this fine Saturday morning?
Bartleby's just milling about like the town square in this tiny village that he's taken up in for his retirement, just looking at people. He's doing the thing where he's like deducing everything about a person's like day and life just by like looking at them as they're walking by in his head, but he's not like being annoying and saying it out loud to them. He's just, internalizing everything, just being like, yes, of course, okay. Oh, yes. Nice.
As you're looking around and seeing that, you see a poster that is always up. It's just usually swapped out. But for some reason, when someone put it up, it was put up at a weird 15-degree angle. Exactly a 15-degree angle.
Now, Jake, I have true seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So I have true seeing at all times, as if it were the level 6 spell. So you got to tell me exactly what I'm seeing.
You see a poster that is 15
at an
degrees.
angle. Yeah. Barnaby walks over to it and inspects it.
You can see that there are holes in the wall that normally the nails normally go directly into for the posters as they change them out. But for some reason, someone had taken the nails and moved them over just slightly.
For some reason. Okay. I see how it is. Well, when I enter a new location and see something, I have a feat called That's Odd.
Mm-hmm.
That's odd. It says, the GM determines what it is, or whether so it's that. And I don't think you learn only the area of the object is suspicious, but not why it's suspicious. So good, you played right into my feat that you didn't know I had, Jake. We've done it. I'm gonna roll to investigate this. I'm gonna do what, perception? Is that a good?
Yep.
Is that a good roll?
Mm-hmm. Always a phenomenal roll. Best roll.
Is that a good roll, chat? Paizo chat, tell me. And that's gonna be, ooh. Let's see, 15 plus my monster modifier for this. Let's go to that. Did we mention we're level 20, everybody? Okay.
It's very exciting. My feats is like.
Yeah, a lot of words on this character sheet. What?
Where's my perception on here?
It's under offense.
There it is. Oh my gosh. 48.
As you start to look at this poster, and you can tell that someone else had moved the poster and had placed it separately in a different place. You get the inkling that you should probably take it off and either move it back or figure out why someone would move it 15 degrees.
Oh, yes, of course. The holes in the paper show that it has been moved previously, so the only thing to do is to find who's done it or put it back in place. 15 degrees. Well, I see it with my eyes. And I'm going to take it, and I'm going to put it back in place.
You take it and you put it back into place. As you are moving it back into place, you get a little bit of a view of the back of it, and you see that someone has written something on it.
Ah, I see. Something for the greatest rat detective out there. Someone is laying some clues afoot for me and my little rat feet. Scurry, scurry. And I flip it over and take a look.
It says, Barnaby, take the same number of steps as this was off degrees down the hole, and you will see.
Oh, what a clever little rhyme. Well, I'll do it just in time. And I take 15 steps down the hole.
So you take 15 steps in the opposite direction of this, and you can see that there's a manhole cover on the ground. And you lift it up, and in fact, there is a step down there.
I'm going to take a look around with my true seeing, Jake, with my true seeing, and just make sure nobody's, trying to pull a fast one on the old rat detective here.
You can hear and see that people are walking around, but there doesn't seem to be anything out of the norm, at least down there in the hole. At least living things.
Okay. I will start stepping down into the hole.
You climb down the ladder, and when you get there, it looks like someone has taken paint and has painted along the stone wall and has attached something to the wall itself, a small leather-bound bag that says, "Your help is needed. Throw this on the ground, and you will see it."
I'm always a fan of a nice slant rhyme. So yeah, I'll go over and I'll open the bag, and I'm assuming I find a little.
There is a little small bead with swirling liquid of some sort inside of it.
He'll swirl it around a little bit and go, I see, Arturo. It is time for us to be one together again. That's right. I'm implying a romantic relationship. And I go into the portal.
You jump through and you land inside of a room. It is a stone area underground. You can tell with your senses that you are deep underground. And you see everyone else. Temperance, Crew, Paddle Dancer, and Calabash. All of you are in a semi-decent sized room together. Stone wall, stone floors, and fire along the edges to light the room.
Oh, Bartleby, you're here to join us as well, are you, on the journey?
Mighty King Calabash, I see that this is very serious to have taken you away from home.
Oh, yes, it was. I tell you, it took quite the bribe. Had to see a nice shiny bead and also just be tempted a little bit. I did miss the energy here. I'm glad you're all around.
Now, Jake, this is a new location, so I just want to point out my feet. That's odd. So when I enter a new location, the GM determines what it is, what this immediately notice one thing out of the ordinary. What's the one thing out of the ordinary, Jake?
That Arturo is not there.
That is out of the ordinary. Well, hello, everyone else.
Might anyone know what the calamity we've been called here to avert is?
I was told that
I was not told.
it was a Titan.
Oh, that's quite large, if I do recall.
They
I've
tend
heard
to-
that it is a many-armed man.
A many-armed Titan.
Well, I think they've called a quite a good squadron here. I dare say, from what I recall of tales and memories, I think we're all quite proficient in situations.
Temperance, when you speak, my fur falls off. It's horrid. You scare me.
I think your fur
I'm
started
very
falling off
glad
long
to
time ago.
scare you.
Can I roll Arcana to see if I know what many-armed Titan would like entail?
Sure.
Now,
A reasonable thing?
Jake, would you say that I'm on the case now and I am pursuing a lead and about this Titan?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I would like to cue in my buddy Crew here, Crooks, as it were.
It's crew.
and-
It's still crew. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, Crooks. And that means that recall knowledge to investigate the subject that I am pursuing in my lead. You get +2 to your recall knowledge roll.
Hey. Oh, that's a 41 then.
Okay, 41 is phenomenal. Now, there are many multi-armed creatures that you have discovered and heard of over your lifetime. But the term Titan is a very specific term used for a very specific group of things. The name is very difficult for you to pronounce it. You know it. You're like, hecka. Oh gosh, and it's like catching at the back of your head. But you know what this creature is. You've never personally experienced it, but it is rumored to be a creature that was once created to guard the gates of the abyss. But its complete unruliness has prevented it from doing its job, and it has basically moved itself throughout time and space and all throughout all dimensions, basically. And this creature is just a complete and utter abomination. You have seen people, the very rare people that have seen it, their verbal descriptions are so catastrophically just horrific that all you can imagine is if it were literally a pile of humans melded in together with only a single set of legs.
And I'll relay this to the group and finish off by saying, yeah, so I don't really know exactly. It just seems to be able to kind of do whatever it wants, almost trivially. It's kind of terrifying. I'm genuinely a little bit scared. For your safety, of course.
A man that does whatever he wants.
I mean,
Well,
I don't
that's
think
my specialty.
it's more like many, like a big blob of just. I mean, we tried to get someone to draw what they saw, but they ended up kind of losing their mind. So
Do you
it's
see
kind
the
of hard to
sword?
tell
The
exactly.
sword has felled many limbs,
Well,
as
that's
has
useful.
wrapped them from the disgusting flesh that they have been attached to, the brains that cause these creatures to think that they can just do whatever they want and get away with it. This sword, oh, she knows that that is not the case, and thus she will ring true with vengeance towards this beast. So lead on.
I don't.
I want to
can't,
note
because I don't know where we're going. So.
that Bartleby is taking scope on every person in the room. Just so that's clear, is deducting internally.
So Petal Dancer, it was kind of listening to this conversation, and she took a piece of black metal out of her traveler's clothes, and then she started slowly crushing the metal so that the metal leaks out between her fingers.
Pedal Dancer.
Yes.
Might I inquire as to the description of your current activity?
Ah, yes. It's a meditation on impermanence. Good for before going into battle. You see, people say that stone is eternal, but stone is easily crushed. I prefer adamantine for this purpose.
Easily is doing a lot of work there, Pedal Dancer.
Did you say adamantine that you just crushed and liquefied in your hand?
Yes.
And when you made a reference to stone being easily crushed, you weren't by any chance doing an allusion to my last name, which is Stone. Yeah.
I was not aware that your last name was Stone, and I did not intend to threaten you. That is
so not a veiled threat.
No, that is certainly not the case for everyone here, I am afraid.
Oh.
It's very clear that she wishes to threaten you.
Yes.
I was threatening to all. Perhaps not you, Petal Dancer. You seem all right.
Jake,
we're off to a great start.
Can I survey the room here?
Sure.
So there's a bunch of torches. We're in here alone.
Yes.
The five of us.
Yes.
Is there a way out? Is
Yes.
there like somebody? There is a way out.
There is a door, and as you are all having this conversation, the door opens up. It was not locked. Opens up, and Arturo stands there and goes, "Ah, our last guest has arrived. Hello, Barnaby. How have you been?"
Friend.
Calabash.
Oh.
So, I think it would be very important that we kind of get together and have a little conversation about what my needs are for all of you.
Yeah, the
Arturo.
yeah.
Crew, please. I don't mean to. All I was going to say was a Titan. That seems extreme.
Yeah.
Very extreme. We are having an issue with it because it has been showing up randomly. It has the ability to move itself in much quicker ways than you would think a Titan would be able to move, but it's able to do that. And we're trying to figure out a way to pin it down into a location, and we believe we've figured that out, but we need two things. We need the last piece in which we need to pin it down to a single location, and then we also need a group of people such as yourselves to get rid of it.
Well, what attracts it?
I couldn't even begin to tell you what 1,000 different minds melded together would want. Other than to kill, apparently, because that's its thing.
So what's the bait of the trap?
Yeah.
Well, we have a stone that we think that we could use that is the last piece of our ritual that would actually cause it, next time it teleports, it would actually not be able to move past a single location, and it would kind of think of it like a lightning rod. You know, a thunderstorm exists, it happens, the lightning strikes in all different directions, but a lightning rod pulls that in and allows it to focus on a single point. And that's basically what we're looking for. We're looking for a extra dimensional planar lightning rod.
Where do we find that?
I think I've got one in the castle storeroom, actually.
I don't know about that.
Oh, we could look.
Oh, okay, I guess it can. You're right,
Wouldn't that be helpful if I did?
I mean,
I think that you just want to go back to your castle.
Well, I think we should all go have a nice melanin tea party.
So cheeky, a cheeky one here.
Very
Finally,
sincere.
I've heard you can find anything. Where would we start our search?
You have a castle?
Yes, castle. I have an orchard with a nice villa. Many little godlings running about the place, screaming the little gourds off.
Oh, Gordlings, I see. Is that what we're going to call them now? You disgust me.
My children? I'm sorry. You find my children disgusting, Temperance?
I'm sure
Please.
I've found many women to sire these
Temperance.
Gordlings with who are not
Temperance?
women.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Calabash, Temperance. Wait, hold, please, I beg. I'm begging you, please. I understand, Temperance. There's an innate desire for pain, humiliation.
Yes.
I get it, but right now, no matter the differences between all of us, or who has a kingdom, who doesn't.
Have I done something wrong?
Well, one with a sword, Calabash, please. I think the thing
I
here-
can get you all a location. Oh,
Arturo, please. I think the most important thing is that we remember that there is a Titan, and honestly, Temperance, I couldn't think of someone more vile for you. A bunch of men smushed together. I mean, please.
I mean, yes. I think
But
we
it's
can all
quite pleasing for me to destroy.
So
My
focusing on
soul
that.
craves it.
Hone in.
Artur's literally standing off to the side, like, excuse me, sorry.
Arturo, please. I think what we're missing, what we're not addressing, is that, and I don't know if you were all told this, but I was. This is actually Arturo's fault. Arturo's the one that brought the thing here through experimentation.
Yes.
That was
Second,
not properly
yes,
managed, and I think
yes.
it's very important that we address that.
That's enough slices. Okay, so this is the thing. Two things real quick. Yeah, three things real quick. Yes, we caused it. We're trying to figure out how to solve it. That's why we're asking you. Two, we have a location for it and we can send you there immediately. It is in an underground area and you will have issues. Three, leshies are created by druids that summon that take the spirits and put them into plants. They aren't born like men and women. So there.
They still have the motivations of such. We all.
I mean, I suppose if you raise a pumpkin to be
we make
a
certain
misogynist,
choices.
I'm
to do
so
certain
sorry.
things.
Not a pumpkin can be
I'm
found
sure
in the
that the
Kardashian Kingdom.
power and balance exists in any culture.
Arturo, how about you whir up some portals here?
I'm not sure I count as a man.
And Arturo walks out of the room.
Arturo is forever suffering.
I mean, Arturo caused this cataclysm and then chose us to call it.
Deserved.
So, like,
1000%
in
deserved.
terms of blame here.
Jake, I do want you to know that along with like that's odd, I'm also a master detective. So this is just for moving forward for you. Because I'm a master detective, if you're pursuing the subject of a lead and you enter a new location that includes another clue towards solving the mystery, the GM informs you of the existence of the clue and its type, an object, person, spell, effect, or the like. When you find the clue, the GM informs you that you've done so. If there's more than one clue in the location, the GM chooses one to inform you about. When you find any of the clues in that location, the GM informs you that you've done so, even if it wasn't the clue they'd chosen or there are other clues you haven't found. Your proficiency rank for investigator class DC increases to master. That last part I just wanted to say as like a a flex, but
Weird flex, okay.
just wanted you to know.
So there are no portals out to these locations, but you are given basically large birds, rocks, basically to get on top of. They have strapped them down so that you don't have to have any mounting skills, and they know their destination, which they're heading to. It does take a little bit to get out there, but we're not going to go over travel because this is a one-shot, people. We're going to have fun with this. And so we're going to go to our first destination, everyone. You ready to travel? You get out to a very luscious green hillside where you can see just the bare tip of a building peeking out from the tree line, and we're going to look at what that looks like right now.
Hey.
So this is what you are all looking at right on the outside. Oops, I totally just left the I pressed W on the wrong screen.
Yeah, this is what you're looking at, and that's all you get.
So yes, you all are out here and you are looking at what looks to be a very lovely and pristine, beautiful area.
This is Arturo there?
No.
No. So
What
it's
is?
just us.
Are we here to find? We're here to find the.
Well, the thing is going to get lightning rodded here.
No.
This
So
is-
what you're looking for is you're looking for the last item that they need
Yeah.
for the lightning
That's right.
rod.
Yep.
Right,
Yep.
that's right.
What
I'm
is
gonna-
it?
And I will tell you, it is a crystal, and I will go over some basic information that you are given in that process, so that we can
Yes, please.
go over your all of your wildness. So the thing is that you all are going down to the bottom of this location to get a crystal. It is heavily guarded. This crystal, it basically causes aberrations to kind of start to show up. And originally this crystal was used and it was dug deep into the ground and it was hidden from people, but the grounds have since and very recently been taken over. And so while it is lush and beautiful, it will not be that way if the aberrations continue to rule this area.
And so it's just the 5 of us there.
Yep. Correct.
Okay. Well, I do want to say we are in a new location, Jake. So, you got any clues for me?
You can see that there are 2 very large, bushy-looking tree things that seem to have masks on them.
Now, with my true seeing, I do want to say, like, if there's an illusion or a transmutation in the area, you need to do secret counteract checks against it.
So it is not hiding. It is not different. It is just a very large thing that just looks like a really ugly, beefy, almost like person-like tree.
Okay, cool. Then I want to gesture to the rest of the crew, and like kind of like get up on my like tippy toes, be like, I think moving forward, it's good to be a little bit on edge, but that seems like a good place to start.
What manner of man is that?
It seems to be a bush with a mask. I'm not sure.
You sure do call a lot of things men.
We're here for a thing.
I'm simply trying to understand my companions. I want to be very clear. I have no criticism of any of you. I think you all live your lives very well.
I have criticism for all of
I
you.
myself have killed many ill noble men.
You've killed them?
Oh, many. Right off with their heads. Just
Well,
for being bad.
That brings me much joy, and I suddenly respect you much more. Perhaps we
Well, I
should
have that effect on
discuss
people.
over some ale in the future, gourd man.
Please, King Calabash, if you will. Temperance.
So this
Gourd king.
is the large tree that you see. These are the 2. You see 2 of them.
Okay.
Fabio tree.
Yeah, very much
Okay,
a Fabio
actually,
tree.
I see the man in it.
And are they moving at all, or are they just like still?
They're just still.
Can I knowledge nature?
Sure. I would say that you definitely know that these are aberrations because you were told very specifically that this is a location which aberrations begin to dwell.
Well, I'm gonna never mind that. Is everybody ready? Can I hurt them, or does anybody need to do anything before I just? I'm gonna do a thing.
Now, I mean, if you don't mind waiting for a moment, I just want to survey.
Gladly. Yeah, by all means.
Well, I
so-
appreciate the enthusiasm. I am very against the idea of harming creatures unless they have a reason to be harmed.
Yeah, aberrations. Is that not
They look
reason
like
enough?
men to me.
Nope.
That is not a reason, despite what I may have been saying. It is
No.
simply a motivation, however.
Ah, yes. We've all got those.
Cool.
We see you there.
Hello.
Hello?
The tree,
Hello.
The tree,
Can you speak?
The trees start to move and they move towards you.
Oh boy.
Oh, yes, good. Jake, I'm going to go ahead and call upon a feat here. Where are you?
Where are you? Well,
I'm sorry.
you're about right here-ish, I would say.
It is a Okay, well, so King Calabash is going to start talking to them. I'm trying to find. I have a feat that makes it easier to attempt to win over people who are prone to dislike me, who may be already aggressive towards me. I'm trying to find it.
Now, just to remind me really quick while you're looking for that,
Yeah.
these are aberrations. Aberrations.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
aberrations historically evil.
Yes.
Or at least weird.
Yeah. I mean, I would say with your extensive knowledge that you know that these are defaulted as evil creatures. At least these trees.
Default to evil. Okay. And we're in a one-shot setting, so how complex are you getting with like the
Not.
the alignment here?
Cool.
We're not playing Quarter Corvids. The vampires are not the good guys, all right?
Yeah.
Not yet, they're
Uh,
not.
Yeah, I don't know. I swear I had something like this, but he's gonna go for it anyway. Just hello, friends, and he'll be speaking in he has so many languages. I think do aberrations speak Abyssal?
Well, you know that it did come back when Pedal Dancer spoke in common. It did start to move towards it, and it was starting to speak, but I stopped because you were looking for a feat. So if you're done, I can keep going.
Yeah, so sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So it starts to move forward and goes, leave before we kill you.
Oh, no, actually, we've been called here by your master who did summon you. We need to speak with them about a delivery that we have.
It reaches over and pulls a tree out of the ground.
I would like to
engage.
I would like to
engage.
go for a charming liar if I can. Use the lie action, and if I get a critical success, the target's attitude towards me will improve by 1 step.
Okay.
If so, I want to roll plus deception, which would be a 14 plus 34 for 48 to lie.
And that's against. I'm sorry. What was it?
It's using the lie action, so I think they maybe roll a perception.
Yeah. You had a 34.
38. No, 48. 48.
Well, let's see what we get here. Let's roll a d20, which I can drag out, and I rolled a 3. I rolled an 8. Woo!
Okay.
You start to lie to it, and
Here it is.
the action itself takes a little while. So it's as you're speaking to it, it's pulling the tree out of the ground and is moving towards you, and it looks like it just isn't uninterested in your trying to talk to it. It is just moving towards you and is ready to just bonk you.
Pedal Dancer would like to hide. She has legendary sneak, and she likes to fight by ambushing people.
All right.
Cool. I have a tabulator, so he's gonna keep the lie going while this thing is now disinterested in him.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry.
Everyone else set up, yeah.
Oh, I wanted to see if my patron deity lore would tell me anything about these creatures. If they're some sort of mystical beings or underneath a certain deity.
No. You know this right off the bat without even having to roll that these are not related in any deific manner right off the bat.
Is this something I might have experienced before, like in my time as like a
It's possible.
army paladin?
Yeah, I mean it's possible, but it is not specifically like a demon guarding thing. It's literally just it's a creature that was created to basically guard and protect.
I have a 23 in occultism. Should I roll that? Can I roll that?
You can roll whatever you want.
I would like to roll occultism. Just
Just
see if I have any knowledge.
why don't we also, while everyone is preparing to roll, why don't you all roll me some initiative? Of course, based
Okay.
off of what you're doing. So, for example, Pedal Dancer, you can use your stealth. I believe.
Should I roll deception?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Cool. for the party, I can either like lie to try to get this thing to potentially be actually like warmed up to me eventually, or just create a diversion so I keep its attention distracted. What are we thinking strategy wise?
I would say divert.
Yeah,
Create
that
a
sounds
diversion.
good.
We're pretty much for sure gonna end up fighting these things.
Yeah,
I mean, we're at trees that are ripped out of the ground and about to be thrown at people. So
Yeah.
You know
And they
perfectly
do-
well, since from what I understand, we've worked together in some capacity before, that I'm about to cast a spell that does fire damage. So do whatever you
Cool.
want with that information.
Perfect. That's what I was wondering.
And unless anybody else has something that activates during initiative, I do have battle cry that I would like to do. This is when you roll initiative, you can yell a mighty battle cry and demoralize an observed foe as a free action. If you're legendary in intimidation, then you can use a reaction to demoralize your foe when you critically succeed at an attack roll, which I could do either. But this is I'm just wanting to do a demoralize like right off the bat.
I also
With my
have that
initiative.
same one.
Cool.
The same
Or are
one.
we both going to demoralize this person?
Yeah,
There's two of them,
probably-
right?
I want to
there-
see what
there's
I
two of
roll
them.
with my occultism roll first, though. I rolled a 37.
A 37 occultism. These they're wearing a very special mask. It's called a mask of power. That definitely has some unique aspects to it. You also, I would say, you also know that it has the ability to regenerate health on its turn. And I think let's make this fun since it's a one-off and it's for PaizoCon. Why don't we get everyone in chat to put their favorite emote that they have in chat, and if we can fill an entire thing of the chat window with a fun emote that they love, I'll give the players a piece of information that only Linda knows.
Oh, sweet.
So
Secret.
let's do that.
Please
and-
emote for us.
And everyone else, why don't you give me your initiative?
48.
I have to roll mine still.
48.
Hold on, I'm still getting used to Pathbuilder.
You're good. I'm going to call it out for each person. Barnaby, what do you got?
42. 52.
52 is my initiative.
52.
Jeez.
Sweet. Pedal Dancer, what do you got?
45.
45. All right, crew.
I rolled a natural 1.
Ooh.
So there you go. Have fun with that. 30.
Still
30.
30. Yeah, but it's still not fun. Temperance.
30.
30.
And I also, same as William, want to do Battle Cry whenever that happens.
Sweet. And I will roll their initiative, and we're going to do this over here, and that way the audience can see. Okay, a 7, and what do we got? Dragon. Woo! And a 14. Okay. All right. Let's see. We've got an entire chat full of emotes, it looks like. So the piece of information that you all managed to glean as you look at this creature, and while it has a bushy tree-like top, you realize that its body is more like stone, and you all begin to realize that this probably has fire resistance.
Ooh.
Hey.
That's very useful information to have with this party.
Wow, that would have been so funny if Krug rolled a 1, finally got to his turn, and then used fire.
I would like to use my reaction that would have been true when we were about to roll initiative. I'm so sorry. It's my first time playing this level 20 character.
You're good.
Oracular warning. One ally of my choice can roll twice for initiative and use the better result. So I don't remember how anyone except for William rolled, so I'm going to give that to Pedal Dancer since they were stealthed already. So you can roll again and use that if it's higher.
Thanks. It is 51.
Cool.
51.
Oh my gosh! Oh my
Yeah,
goodness!
pedal
gracious.
dancer. Pedal dancer is sneaky. That's an average roll for pedal dancer.
Goodness.
Average roll.
gracious.
My 52 was like almost the highest I could do with my perception,
Yeah.
which perception is not my main skill, but
Mm-hmm.
Well, and with that, we're going to go with Barnaby. You are first. So, what would
so I
you
have my
like to do?
battle cry as my free action on initiative. So I'm gonna demoralize this creature in front of me.
Okay. Roll it.
rolling it. Okay.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
good number.
I'm so sorry that I have to do this, but keep rolling. Oh, sorry.
And demoralize. Oh my goodness gracious. Demoralize. So I'm doing an intimidation check against the target's will DC. And that's going to be 48 for my demoralize.
That is just barely over a critical success.
A critical success?
Yeah.
What?
You're 2 above its critical success.
Wait, okay. I'm so sorry. When I critically succeed at demoralizing, if the target's level is lower than mine, the target is fleeing for 1 round.
Okay. And on its round, it will flee.
Okay. Also, I have terrifying resistance, so now I don't know if it has any spells, but if it has any, if I succeed at demoralizing a creature for the next 24 hours, I gain +1 circumstance bonus to saving throws against the creature spell. So I don't know if it has spells, but that's also another thing. Okay, that's all. And then my turn starts.
Yes.
Or do we want to do the battle cry from Temperance first?
No. It happens on initiative, right?
Yes.
Oh yes. Then Temperance, can you also give me your battle cry? Molly, that would be you.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I was completely zoning out, like reading my feats.
Yeah, you're doing your battle cry. So roll your intimidation.
Okay, so if you're legendary intimidation, you can use a reaction to demoralize your foe. So I just roll.
Just roll a d20 and add your intimidation.
All right. Ooh,
Also,
big take is fun. Okay. Holy crap. 50.
Yes, you critically succeed. Its
Hold on,
will
54,
DC is
54.
its will DC is a 36 against fear. So you're good. You critically succeed, which means it also will turn and run in fear on its turn. But we're gonna go back to Bartleby.
that was actually a separate feat that I had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
But on the critical success, the target becomes frightened too. So both of them are frightened too, but only one of them is fleeing for 1 round.
Okay.
Yep.
I will mark that on my character.
And so I'm going to get going here. How long would you say, as we were approaching them, would that have taken? Would you say 1 minute, Jake, please?
Sure.
Okay.
One
So, with my trait, everyone's a suspect. Everyone I meet, I'm keeping mental notes on them. So if I interact with them for at least 1 minute, I automatically pursue a lead on any creature, and I can do as many as I want. So I'm pursuing a lead on both of these creatures. And with that, I would like to then take my devise a stratagem action up at the top here, which allows me to roll a d20 to find weak points. I'm going to go for the one that's going to flee from me because it invigorates me to know that it's about to run away in fear.
Okay.
And that's going to be, what's my modifier here? Choose a 20. Oh yeah, okay. I just rolled a 20. Okay, cool. And then later, if I strike this creature, then I use that d20, the roll that I just did, which was a 14, before adding whatever I'm going to add. But it was a 14, and strikes attack roll. Instead of rolling, you make the substitution only for the first strike you make against creature this round, not any subsequent attack. So how far away am I from this?
I'm going to say you're probably maybe like, by the time it was starting to walk towards you, you're maybe like 15 feet away from it. So 3 spaces.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, then I will. So I've done the devise a stratagem, and now I am going to run up on this, and I am going to use my stratagem attack. So that's going to be 14, and I get to add my intelligence instead of my dexterity while using my rapier.
Nice.
To make this strike. And that's so 14 plus if I remember what my intelligence is. I mean, it's +6, I believe. Yeah. So, offense +33, but it's +34. Oh, it's one extra. So 34 plus 38, 48, 48 to hit.
48 to hit. That is a critical success.
Okay, cool. Wow. And with that, I have strategic strike. When you strike carefully and with forethought, basically when I make a strike that using my intelligence modifier, I can add my precision damage, which is an extra 5d6. And on top of that, let's see here. There's one more thing I can do here. I'll roll all of that damage.
Okay. Well, while you do that, why don't we move on and we'll kind of go back and forth since combat at high levels is a little complicated. Yeah. So I'm going to go to Petal Dancer, and Petal Dancer, you tell me what you would like to do.
So is it safe to say that I'm within 40 feet of the one that is not going to run away?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to fly around back on my wings, my greater wings of the bat. I'm going to drop into Tangled Forest stance, which means that this opponent is going to need to succeed at a reflex save, acrobatics check, or athletics check in order to not be immobilized if they wanted to try to move away from me. And then I'm going to do a flurry of blows followed by a speed attack from my +3 major striking, speed, greater frost, shock, hand wraps.
Yes, all of those things.
So level 20, man.
That was
all
great.
Right. So 49.
49 is a critical success.
Okay. Then I'm gonna need a DC 34 fortitude save from you, or you'll be slowed 1.
I failed that.
Okay. How about a 43?
A 43 also hits.
Okay.
43 is not a crit though.
Sounds good. And then that will also, a 51 will be a crit based on what you said to me before. Do I need to worry about do you want the damage type separately for electricity, bludgeoning, cold, etc.?
No, thank you. I'll compete at 1.
Sounds good. So that was 2 crits and a hit.
I love monks so much.
And then while you're calculating that, Barnaby, how are you doing?
Okay, I'm good. I just needed to scope out. So on top of that, with my shared so when I do that, the stratagem, I can use shared stratagem, and with my feat didactic strike, I can choose up to 10 allies around me and share the weakness with them. So the foe that I just struck is flat-footed against the first attack from each designated ally before my next turn, and each ally's first attack deals an extra 2d6 precision damage to the target if it hits. So if any of you attack the one that I just struck, I have shared with you, like, here's the weak spot, cheerio. Then you can do an extra 2d6 precision damage on top of that. And with that included, it's a strategic bypass. When I hit with a strike on which I have substituted the attack roll to devising a stratagem, I ignore an amount of resistance equal to my intelligence modifier for each resistance that applies against my target. So if any of this is like resistant, then I continue doing an extra 6 damage from my intelligence modifier, even if it is.
Well, it only has resistance to fire, and since I don't believe any of your damage you're doing is fire, so I think you're good on that aspect.
It's funny, but it is, and it doesn't matter because I do fire damage because I took like flaming greater as a mod, but it's in that it says ignore resistances and immunity. So
perfect
for that. So I still haven't rolled the damage. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. Paddle Dancer, quick question. You named a lot of things that your gloves were. Were any of them cold?
Yes, but they're the greater kind that ignores resistance.
It does not have resistance, but it does have an aspect because you're doing cold damage. It deactivates its regeneration.
No, I don't think I can capitalize on that.
And by the way, the 2 crits and hit together did 192 damage.
192. You literally you literally just beating the living daylights out of this thing, and it literally it looks bad. It looks real bad. And depending on what William's role is, because the two of you are fighting the one that is not running away, it could very much kill this thing. I'm very excited to find out what the... Now, was that all 3 of your actions?
For me?
Yes.
I moved up, then I dropped into a stance, and then I did a flurry of blows, and then the extra speed attack from the rock.
I just wanted to confirm that I was not skipping over anything that you can and possibly could have done.
I appreciate that.
82 damage because it was a crit.
Oh, yeah.
82 damage. 6 of that is actually fire damage, and then now I'm going to roll the 2d10 persistent fire damage.
Okay. You said 82?
Which this doesn't count for resistance, and that's 17.
You the first one was 80. Is that correct?
82. 6 of that damage is actually fire damage.
Yeah. So, well, even with that, between the two of your attacks, between your attack and Paddle Dancer's attack, you see this rock-like tree literally start to break and fall and shatter to the ground as the two of you manage to kill it.
You're using a rapier, aren't you?
That's what you think. Well, yes, it is.
You did that.
This is the type of rock I was talking about breaking. Not you,
rock,
my
not stone.
Oh,
Rock, not stone.
Yes, rock, not stone.
My respect for you grows by every moment.
Yeah, my fear for you grows by every moment.
I believe you still have one more action, Bartleby. Is that correct? You moved and attacked once?
Actually, no, because I used the stratagem, which
Perfect.
is
Yep.
Oh wait, no, it's a free action because I'm pursuing. I do have one more.
Okay, yeah, you've got one more. The other creature has not begun to flee, but you know that it looks feared and it looks like it is going to run away. So you do have one more action, but it is distance away. So more than likely the best option you have is to get up to it unless you have some sort of means of ranged attack.
Yeah, it's within 30 feet of me?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna use Scare to Death.
Okay. One of the best feats in the game. May I add at that? Anyways, sorry.
So you can frighten foes so much they might die. Attempt an intimidation check against the will DC of a living creature within 30 feet of you that you sense or observe observe you. If the target can't hear you or doesn't understand your language, speak -4 circumstance penalty. The creature is temporarily immune for 1 minute.
So you say that to Temperance. You scare me more by the minute, and then you go and maybe scare this thing to death.
I mean, hopefully. Truly,
that's awesome.
That's the dream, isn't it?
Yeah.
I also have that feat, and I'm like super excited to use it.
It is
work.
silly strong. I definitely play differently in my home games, but we're not going to get into that because I see that there are people
just got into it.
already going
you're not
after
going to get into it and then get into it. That doesn't make sense.
45 for my intimidation check.
45 is a, let's see, so it's against a fear effect. Its will save is a 26 plus 10, so 36, and you got a 40 what?
45.
Success, but not a critical success.
What is it? It is feared too to me. Does that do anything?
How's this? Why don't we allow this to go to chat like we did earlier? Chat, if we should just kill this creature off with fear, give William a +1. Just put a +1 in chat. Let's see if we can get a wall of +1.
I feel like there's no way people don't want this.
Everyone's gonna be like -2, -10. Does lower the wait? Frightened 2 does.
I don't care. I'm giving it to them. I want them to give me +1s.
There we go.
Wait, I did it anyway. That's amazing. Wait, did I just kill this thing with fear?
You did. By the rules, you did.
Wait, so just like narratively, the rat goes in and go with a battle cry and is like, meow, and like the one is like so afraid it's gonna run away. We go up and like the monk and I just wreck this other thing. It just falls to bits on the ground, and then I remember that I still have something to do, and I turn and I just go, die. I point at it and I say die, and it just.
Yeah.
I told you to negotiate. It would have worked much better for you.
Incredible.
So.
I'm jealous. I wanted to try that one first.
Well, you're going to have plenty of opportunity as while those were the first two creatures that you had. You still must go into the base itself and try and go and defeat the rest of them. And how we're going to do initiative and basically combat as a whole moving forward to one keep to keep the speed going, and to because combat gets very, very messy, especially at level 20, is that we're going to keep the initiative, and we're going to start with Calabash on the next combat, and then I'm just going to basically put monsters in the current role each time a new monster comes in.
Jake, I gotta say that's such a good idea. That's such a good idea.
It's glorious.
Then everybody gets a chance to wreck house.
Exactly. So all of you move forward into, I assume, you can tell me if you'd like to do something different, but all of you move forward into this hallway that has been man-made and trees on the left and the right of you that gets you to what looks to be like a little hidden temple inside these bushes and inside these trees, as I'm trying to show off as much as I possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you come across.
Did you make this map on your own, Jake, or did you? Is it a pre-rendered one?
This is actually someone else created this, and I will actually give credit to who made it, which is Genghis. Genghis on Bazaar is a website where you can actually take other people's Tailspire, and you can actually create Tailspire maps and stuff like that and post it, and other people can take them and use them. And this is one of them. And I think I actually have the ability to share a link in chat, which I will do that for anyone who is interested. This is very beautiful, and if any of you have not played with Tailspire, it is on Steam and is really fun. Not sponsored by Paizo, not sponsored by me. It's just a product that I really love, and I think it's freaking awesome. Anyways, so what are you laughing at me, Krug?
That's just funny. You had to tack that on the end, or else I was about to.
Yeah.
So there's a small entranceway that all of you can enter in, and we will take a look at what's inside.
Let's do it.
Ooh, too many floors. Anyways, so you see that there in this room is actually just a staircase that goes straight down. And as all of you stand at the very top of this spiral staircase, you can hear these monstrosity, these creatures below. Disgusting, horrific sounds that you can only attach to aberrations, as these are pretty vile, horrible creatures.
Before we go down, I want to just take out a pouch.
Okay.
And I want to go over to Pedal Dancer. I just want to hand it over and just be like, here's some root magic for you, just in case something goes on down there. I think you're muted. I can't hear you.
Oh, apologies. Root magic?
Yeah, so it's just the first time that day the ally attempts a saving throw against a spell or a haunt, they gain +2 circumstance bonus to the roll. That's all.
Oh, thank you.
I believe that is
from
your background. Is that correct?
It's an occultism.
It's a cultist. It's a cultist feat. I took root magic.
And actually, I have it too. I'm going to say, oh yeah, I have one of those actually, and I don't think I'm going to need it because I have all the. Here, Temperance, take this. Take it.
Wait, what if we gave them to each other?
Take it.
What are you giving me?
Temperance, take it.
What are you giving me?
Temperance.
Root
just
magic.
take it.
I don't trust you.
Temperance, it's just some roots in a bag. Just take it.
I don't trust bags. Open up.
Those aren't murder fuel roots, are they?
I open the
Murder
bag.
fuel root.
I sniff the contents. I take a little bit and I put it in my mouth and I
Thank
chew
you.
on
I
it.
was
And
about to ask
say,
you to try it. All right.
Here, take it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So difficult still.
And the last thing I want to do before going down into the hole, down these stairs, is I want to turn into a tiny rat and get on Calabash's shoulder.
Cool. Feel free to crawl into the head if you get scared. It would not be the first time, and I'm quite used to it by now.
I'm going to crawl into the head.
Okay.
I'm not scared, but I want to crawl
Lots
into
of
the
little
head.
trinkets in there, little things rattling around.
Oh, snap. Okay.
I don't know if that's rules is written, but okay.
I can be inside of another person's space. I also have overcrowded.
That's
as a
actually
feat.
not wrong. That's not wrong at all.
So, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that they fit in the because my head's not full, bulk wise.
No, it's not. Shall we?
Head empty. Kingdom thoughts.
Oh boy.
Okay.
the-
I would
Can
like
I- can
Calabash would like to walk in first.
I was
friendly
gonna,
like.
yeah, that was the question I was gonna ask: is who's
Mm.
going in what order?
Can King Calabash go first? Is that cool with everyone?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I'm in the back.
I will happily take on the rear.
You all make
Cool.
it down to the next floor, and it seems to be just as lush and is kind of honestly, if this wasn't a area that was currently filled with aberrations, this would be probably an extremely beautiful location. But it's not, so it's gross. You head down approximately 3 floors where you can actually see that there is a fire in. Ooh, I went too far. There is a small fire burning down inside of it. I have to re-navigate myself somewhere in here. Ooh. Anyways, sorry. And from that, I'm going to say that Bartleby, you, out of everyone, notice that there is something right outside of the door stomping around. It sounds and seems to be huge. And I mean this mechanically and physically.
And physically, mechanically, and physically, we're taking some new turns here.
Yeah, I know. I have
Paizo God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll whisper that to when I'm a tiny rat. Can I speak? Does anybody know?
I don't. Think you can.
If it's like shape shifting, like what Robin does, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I can't.
And it does have all the same restrictions as far as I remember.
Cool.
Then I'll scratch the inside of your
can
head.
rats speak Fae?
Can rats
No.
speak?
Rats can
Krug,
speak.
you don't
rat
have like
speak.
some ability to speak to Krug. You don't have some ability to communicate with rats.
I can speak with rats. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Oh well, then yeah. I can also speak with rats.
Nice.
I forgot I took that too. Yeah, so I'm just gonna relay that to Crew.
And then I'll relay.
I'm gonna
that to the
poke
group.
my
Cool.
little head out of the gourd and just go.
The rat wants us to know that there's a really big thing going. Bah, 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 bah.
Oh, well, if anyone would like to hide before a potential combat, I'd like to talk to this fellow and see if we might, get him to lead us to the crystal. I can be quite persuasive.
I'm.
Just let me try.
If you insist, by all means.
I do insist in my
Okay.
regalness.
All right. Well,
My
liege.
regality, Crew. My regality.
Petal Dancer will vanish into thin air, just floating above the party. His legendary sneak means you don't have to have anything to hide behind to hide somehow.
Hell yeah.
I have legendary sneak as well, and I was like, oh my gosh, level 20 is bonkers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, your characters are what, level 7? You're almost halfway there.
Yeah, it only took 2 years. What is it?
So
Longer than that.
yeah. So all of you hear, like, as Bartleby points out this sound that's outside, you all are able to pick up on it. And not only is it a huge creature, but it seems to be sloshing through water.
Yeah, King Kalash kind of like steps forward, getting some space between him and anyone who is not hidden to him. Oh, you who fellow, we are here to repair a crystal. Perhaps you can give us some direction.
Yeah.
I would like to lie.
That's the direction you want to go with?
Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen it yet, right? We just know it's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, listen, wisdom would say roll a perception check first, see what we're looking at. King Calabash has been out of practice. He's just going to try talking to it and just hope that gets him somewhere. I would like to roll to lie. And if this succeeds, or if it critically succeeds, then it likes me a little more. Ooh, but I only rolled an 8 plus deception, so 42.
42. You say this, and it does sound as if it hears you and is responding, but you don't know if it's responding because you've made noise and now you have its attention, or if it actually heard you and is listening to you now.
Okay. Couple questions, quick, Jake. Aberrations. Would we expect these to have been summoned here from another plane or created here?
Yes.
Could be either. Okay. Cool. Then I think that Calabash is going to as he keeps walking forward, say, "Oh yes, we were sent from the Crystal Repair Service. You probably got some letters or doves along the way." He's gonna be moving towards the source of this sound, and going to try to make an impression on it.
So,
And
am I understanding that you are walking out of the small room into the other room?
Yeah. King Calabash is walking forward towards this sound.
As you walk out of the small spiral staircase, think of it very much like a staircase at like a hotel or like a parking garage, where it's just like there's like a floor and you can stop, but all the other ones there was nothing there. And now that you've gotten further down, you walk outside, and the first thing that you see is that there's a small walkway. That is actually quite thin. It's almost like a beam, as if you were to walk across it, you would have to balance across it. Dayton, that's for you. But below it is a water collection. And from that, you can actually see that there are four huge creatures walking around in them, and that the height in which they are, you're about head height with it. And these creatures have 4 tentacle arms and one large eye stalk at the top that has 3 eyeballs that are stuck in large sharp teeth, and a tongue that flicks out, and you can see that its skin is meant for water and liquid, as it's very similar, I would say, to a dolphin's skin. This is what you all see.
Oh God. Okay. Jake, I would like to really quick.
I'm gonna get out of Calabash.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. King Calabash has a thing called like double talk, where he can hide meaning inside of other words. So as he's going on his whole spiel about who sent us, why we're here, what the crystal looks like, what he's like through the emphasis of words and the words he's choosing to use. These people who have been his companions in the past know that what he's really saying is, this probably won't go well. You might want to be ready to get out. And I would like to, Jake, start shaking and drumming on my head, you calling in the maestro's instrument piece of gear
Yes.
that I have, that when I play it, allows me to produce the effects of an 8th level charm spell, which can target up to 10 creatures. So I'm going to target these 4. They're all going to make a will save, and I do not believe any of my allies recently threatened or used hostile actions towards a single one of them, so they do not get that +4 circumstance bonus.
Okay.
So will saves against...
Does it have a penalty? Sorry, does it have a penalty for not knowing your language?
No, because this is just the charm spell, basically. It's
Okay.
through the music.
Okay.
Yeah. I figure that they're probably not listening to my words, so I'm resorting to magic. Whatever you can do to get your way, right, men?
And then Temperance is like, I will kill you!
Your entire large muscular body just bristle like an angry wet cat.
Where's my... Okay, DC 44.
DC 44, and it's a will save, is that correct?
Yes.
And it affects all of them, correct?
Correct.
I wonder, can I do this? I don't know. We're going to find out.
By the way, I think part of you being a little bit quieter is every time you turn your face away from the microphone.
Well, the issue is that I've got an auto gain on here, and while I turn it up, you can hear me, and it sounds great, but as soon as I start talking, it clips it down, says I'm too loud.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to fix that during break, but I can't.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Double duty. I rolled a bunch of 20s, and I didn't pay attention to what I got. So I'm gonna roll them again. Let's see what I get. A 4, sorry, a 6, a 14, 1, and a 9. Well, those are definitely choices, aren't they? Okay, so what was the will DC, please?
44.
So they all fail, and a couple of them, if you can't tell, critically failed.
So they all become friendly. Unless they were friendly, then they become helpful.
What?
And then they can't use hostile actions against me. For the critical failure, the critical failures just become helpful and can't use hostile actions. So probably 2 of them are friendly and 2 of them are helpful.
Uh-oh, lost to Krug.
And honestly, part of the double meaning in what he's saying as he's talking to them is I can probably keep these guys distracted long enough for you to go in and get the crystal. Grab me if you need me. Because this lasts, Jake. Oh, that's the other thing. As the level 8 version of the charm spell, it lasts until the next time I make daily preparations.
Oh my gosh! So we just need to not hurt them.
Yeah, just don't.
Just don't attack them.
Yeah, and this is specifically towards me, but like I feel like as long as I have their attention and they're like my friend, I imagine that they won't attack you, but we'll see.
So they become friendly towards you.
Yes, to me specifically. So my next thing is going to be to try to communicate to them that you are my friends too, which I think I have a spell for. But as of right now, that's what I'm saying. Get out of here fast. They're my friend for now, but
welcome back, Krug.
Definitely don't attack them.
And of course, Krug comes back in Temperance's spot, and why wouldn't it?
I fixed it.
That was a quick fix. Dang.
You like that? I'm getting better at this. It's almost like I've been
doing
doing this for like a little bit, you know?
Tongues. There we go.
Okay, well that's cool. Like I said, I'm gonna get out of Calabash, but I'm not gonna make myself known. I'm gonna stop being a rat, but I'm also going to use my legendary sneak to just be hidden.
Okay.
In plain sight. And if I can find Petal Dancer, because I have True Seeing, and even though Petal Dancer is also hiding in plain sight, but if I could just like track down Petal Dancer and we can mosey our way past these creatures towards like where the crystal is, that would be great.
Yeah. So all of you kind of like walk out as these things are kind of mesmerized by Calabash.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all just kind of.
Can you show us a picture of them again?
Yes.
Silently sneaking away.
This is what we're sneaking past. And they're like kind of their tentacles are like kind of groove into the music a little bit.
Yeah. So I hope you all are liking that.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe you did this.
Yeah, that's awesome. That it worked.
I mean, yeah, so do we just mosey past them? Is it okay?
Yeah. It seems like that as you walk past them that they seem to be kind of grooving with the music.
Okay, so you probably have to stay out there.
I think I should. I like to roll a performance check, Jake, just to keep them, invested in the show here.
Sure.
Yeah, I just like to give myself a chance to fail.
Oh no, my performance is also really good.
Yeah,
but you're right, I didn't have to do anything.
Do we have hero points, by the way?
If you need hero points, we're gonna make chat give it to you. So we'll get to it when we need to.
Cool.
When we need to, yeah. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah. I gotcha.
So
that's a 40. If it ever matters.
Yeah, your performance and they seem to be tapping away and having fun. To kind of go further off of that, yes, technically they should all start with one, but I think it's more fun when they have to beg you all for them.
We lost them in the portal.
Exactly. I think it's more fun when they have to beg for them. So you all, I believe the rest of you decide to you all decide to walk down further into the steps. You actually have to not just walk past them, but you actually have to walk into the water in which they are all walking around in. It's about ankle height, so it's not like it's a real deep.
Okay.
And you all walk into the next room. in the next room, I'm going to give you a little bit of kind of a look around. You can actually see that there is a pile of treasure, gold, and gems, and jewels. And in the very center of this pile of gold, you see the crystal in which you need to get, but it is completely surrounded by statues.
Now, I know you've given me this information, but as a master detective, I am still in pursuit of a lead, and I would like a clue towards solving this mystery. I'm assuming these statues might want to harm us in some way, shape, or form. But
well, the thing that you notice that's weird in the room is that you notice that these statues actually have parts on them where it looks like they have moved, and that their arms have actually caused them to rub against each other. Very similar to like a toy or an action figure that does the same motion over and over again. You notice that every single one of them has this. You also notice that the material in which these statues are made from are gosh darn near indestructible.
I think when we
magic?
when we do come upon them, this is more of like a narrative thing. Sorry,
No.
Krug.
No.
I just think like when we spot these statues and the treasure there and everything, I mean, like as experienced like retired adventurers, we all kind of just look at each other and we're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Been there, done that.
It's not, is this a trap? It's which trap is it this time?
Yeah.
So I know. I'm gonna walk forward until they are within. Oh, let's not do 30 feet. Hold up, because I can use some meta magic here to make that slightly more, slightly safer. I think. Did I take that meta magic feat? Was it? It's not that. Maybe I did not take it. It was widen, is what it's called, right?
What? The feet?
The feat that you don't know, because why would you know this? The feats that I did take it. Okay, widen spell. 5 feet to a burst.
Yeah, it just overall widens whatever spell that you're trying to cast. So if it's like a line, the line is just widens. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna move to within 35 feet of one of the statues and cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Yeah, so you go over to them and you notice that they are not magical, but instead they are mechanical.
Oh, it's the clockwork kind, not the kind where you do the spells on them. Not the what are they called again? I've never really dabbled in that kind of magic before.
I kind of like to fly above them so that they might happen to all be within a 60-foot cone.
100%.
I'll back up.
A little higher so that it's more like, get the statues, not the treasure.
Yeah, for sure. I will also say, Barnaby, with your impressive detective skills, will you roll me a perception to kind of get a little bit more information about the room before Pedal Dancer kills you all?
Well, this is not a good roll. A 36.
A 36. All I'm going to say is that you know that you're all in water. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
You can of course be the first person to beg chat for a reroll if you would like.
I'm gonna hop up onto one of those wooden steps there, or stone steps there.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose I think I'll just Barnaby will say out loud like, we're in water, and is like sitting there thinking about it, like as crew like gets up on one of the steps.
Grab the other three and kind of drag them onto land.
Yeah, Barnaby is like,
technically Calabash is in the other room, so and Calabash is up on non-water.
Fair.
And I can't die.
Unhand me! Do not touch me without consent.
I prestidigitation and drag you by the armor.
That's not how prestidigitation works.
I mean, I not press. Wait, what was this? What's the name of the spell?
Prestidigitation's like,
It's not prestidigitation.
I'm going to clean your armor.
Clean your armor.
What's the one with
Here
the
we have
hand?
Krug playing a spellcaster.
Yes.
I don't know what the spells are.
Krug-
Mage hand
Krug
is what I
going,
meant.
Krug
I meant
is
mage
going
hand.
to cast Key Strike.
That mage hand.
Mage hand, I believe, has a very limited amount of.
It was like 5 pounds.
Yes,
5
it
pounds.
was a joke. I'm not trying to actually lift this
like a
character
dog.
with mage hand.
I
Yes.
see.
Battle makeup is a very important part of intimidation. Thank you very much.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Do you follow
Yeah,
them
Barnaby will
and get
get
out
up.
of the water?
Yeah, Barnaby will get up out of the water as well. Yes.
I begrudgingly do so. I do not like being told what to do.
Okay. Pedal Dancer, what are you planning on doing?
Well, if combat breaks out, to do a 3-action key blast to do a giant cone of force down on all of the constructs.
Okay. So you see Pedal Dancer is prepared for something. All of you can do something else.
Now, how do we want to approach this? For
How far-
I am rather sneaky.
How far away is it?
What?
The gem that we need to get, the crystal. Sorry, that we
It's
need to
it's
get.
in the very center of it, and it's not a large space. It's maybe 10 feet by 15 feet, like the square. So
I mean, is it within 60 feet of me?
yes, 100%.
Sweet. Can I try to mage hand it?
Oh
Sure.
yeah, of course.
Just gonna just the cliche. I'm gonna grab it. Speak now or forever hold your peace. I'm gonna do
I
it.
think it's a good idea, personally.
Mage hand grab.
You
Just
made
do it so that I may slice it.
you mage hand grab this up off of it, and you can actually notice that seems to be a fine string attached to it. And as you reach to the height of that string,
Oh, I did such a bad roll.
you all notice that there are metal rods all throughout the water, and electricity jolts through the water and sends a shock, so much so that you can actually see electricity sparking through, and all of you hear the sounds of the creatures in the other room as they have
Oops.
all managed to take damage. And the as it reaches its final height, it falls back to the ground. Calabash, we are very lucky as you were the top of the round, as these creatures have now been hurt and damaged.
But I did not use hostile actions, which is what causes the spell to end. So
Technically, mage hand isn't a hostile action. Just throwing that out there.
no, but
it literally says if you use hostile actions against the target. So
Oh.
I think they should still be. I mean, like, here's the thing: my heart's going out for them because these are my friends now. That's a punishment enough.
what was the spell again? It was just charm.
Charm, yeah, it's just 8th level charm.
Well,
It was 8th
Also,
level.
it'll. Yeah.
Let's see. Targets your words are honey, blah blah blah, plus 4 circumstances. You can dismiss the spell. They critically failed at it.
Pretty sure they're still my friends.
I just want to double check.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, 8th level spells.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I'm cool with them not going after you, because I've got worse things that are going to be coming after you anyways. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. We still have to fight a titan.
you see them all be hurt, and you can see them all kind of wither and like lean down, and they all seem to be badly hurt.
Okay. I would like to cast the spell Tongues on myself. And I'm going to cast it at.
Are they both concentration, by the way?
Well, Charm I didn't even cast. It was through a magic item.
Oh, sure.
technically. But also no.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cast it on myself.
I'm gonna give you one thing. They don't speak a language.
Do they understand any languages?
No.
Okay, cool. Then maybe I won't do this then.
Yeah, you actually you very recognize that they actually, hold on, I'm dumb. They're immune to electricity damage, so they didn't even take damage.
They're
So
screaming for fun, like my Gordlings.
yeah,
Jake, please, they're screaming for fun, like my Gordlings.
yeah.
Yeah, and us in the other room can't tell if they're in danger or if they're having fun.
And Combat goes, "Wah!"
Yeah, there you go.
like R2D2. Then I mean, yeah, I guess
Nothing
my
happens.
action-
You see the water light up as they kind of just like move around, and nothing happens.
Yeah, I mean, do I have line of sight to my party?
No, that is a
Then-
definite no.
I think that happens. We can just go, we're good.
Yeah, cool. As you were. Can I just like delay my turn?
Yeah, I mean, we don't actually need
Yeah.
to go into combat since it did not actually make any sort of effect. This is called bad GMing. Anyways, so yeah, your first attempt fails, and luckily, since all of you got out of water, none of you took the 10d6 damage that would have been done to you.
10d6.
Yep.
Ah!
Intemperance is wearing chainmail. That's an extra. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, your first attempt to get this out of there has managed to fail.
Well, is it lifted, but it's just tugging on a string?
Yeah, and then once it hit the top of the string, it basically just fell back to where it was.
Oh, okay.
I just want to point out that heightened mage hand can lift 2 bulk.
Yeah, I mean, it can lift that amount. I'm not saying
Oh.
that it's heavier than 2 bulk. All I'm saying is that when it reached the top of the rope, and that rope basically pulled the trigger, which caused the electricity to happen, it just basically fell down. It's like when you pull something and you didn't expect it to have something attached to it. You just, yeah, you could easily attempt to lift it again. It has not like countered your spell. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm gonna shout back. Are you still alive? Are you okay? You didn't die, did you?
I mean,
Anybody?
you still hear the music playing from the other room.
Yeah, you
Okay.
Oh yes, everything's good in here. We're just having a nice little drum party.
Okay, I'm pulling it again.
Now, wait.
I already pulled on it.
The same thing happens.
I pull on it again.
Now that it's
Could you put it on beat, please?
as it engages this time, I'm going to I never said this, but like, you know those tiny glasses that like sit on the end of a rat's nose, and you're like, those aren't being used. So
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Round or square?
round.
Cool.
Yeah. So Bartleby has those and takes them and is just like, and lifts them up a little bit more, but like still not quite up to the eyes. So you're like, those aren't doing anything, and is really gonna inspect this situation. I'm going in for another perception here. I've gotta know what this mechanism is. Like, now that I'm seeing the string, now that I'm seeing the electricity, oh, the gears are turning. Oh, I'm seeing algorithms in the sky. Here we go. All right. So I'm coming in hot, rolling a die, and that die is an 18. Holy crap. 18 plus 33. So, hold on.
51.
51, yes. Wow, usually I'm better at math.
So I'm gonna say that as you see a crew continuously do this, you can see that the mechanism of whatever it is just like a string, and it's pulling the lever in which it causes that use like a charged electricity under the. Honestly, if you cut the rope, it'll just be free.
No, I still don't want to get close to it, but I think if somebody were to, take a long-ranged approach here, can any of us do that?
We have a flying monk. Why doesn't the flying monk just?
Well, I'm afraid that proximity of any nature might activate these things, and who knows if there are other strings about at which we can trip.
All right. I'm gonna telekinetic projectile the string. With what though? With what is the range here? I can do 60 feet.
Sword.
You're going to chuck your greatsword? Is that what you said?
Yes. She will come back to me.
Wait,
But are you
Wait,
gonna? You have to
she?
hit a tiny little string though. What if you miss?
I mean, you know what? I'm here for it.
I mean, if you, I
Bartleby
want to
takes
see
a
it
step
work,
back,
honestly.
like gestures, like let's do it. I mean, that sounds awesome.
Okay.
Coincidentally, King Calabash is like drumming a really fast, just kind of drum roll beat on his drum right now, as Temperance is perhaps getting ready for the swing or toss.
Okay. I forget what it's called, but my sword is possessed by the spirit of vengeance. So she is actually sentient in some way. What's that called?
Awesome.
Sentient weapon.
This here's
It's called
Katana.
ballet.
Does
Her
it
sword traps the souls of its victims.
Does it? Oh, is it your blade ally?
Yeah, divine ally.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you going to throw it at it?
Yeah, I want to throw it to cut the string.
Okay, roll an attack.
Name, by the way, is Harpy.
Nice.
The sword's name is Harpy?
Yeah, Harpy.
Cool.
The drum roll quickens, and right as Temperance
So when I
releases
need to
her
roll,
grip,
you throw
he
her.
stops.
Jake, I'd like to ready an action, which is triggered by this attack missing, and the action is going to be using telekinetic projectile on the sword to cut the string.
Okay. Roll
Cool.
your attack, Temperance.
It's a D20.
Yeah, it's just your attack basically.
I don't know where my dice went.
I've literally been using the dice roller in this.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems to be working out for us.
Yeah, right. This dungeon, by the way,
Oh, I find
which
it.
we are not exploring, has a lot to it that we did
That
not.
is a lot.
Y'all, I just rolled a natural 20.
Well, then
Gonna hit, I
perfect.
bet.
Yeah, as Krug casts Mage Hand to lift the
Crew.
lifts lifts the stone
Please,
up.
Jake.
Temperance throws her sword, and it perfectly just slices the rope right as the edge cuts against it. And Crew, you are able to lift it up all the way up to Pedal Dancer, who is ready up to attack.
Woohoo!
Harpy.
I throw it up.
Good little Harpy. And then does Harpy just return to me implicitly?
Yeah, why not? So all of you, you gain the crystal in which you need to get. You all, I assume, are going to head out. You all head back out. You get onto your rocks and you head back to Arturo. And this is where we are going to take our break. So we're going to be back in about 10 minutes. When we get back, we will continue on, and they will fight the horrific Titan, and I'm very excited for that. So be back in 10 minutes. Bye.
Wave goodbye to the tentacle creatures. Bye,
Bye.
friends.
Goodbye, friend.
freaking frustrating.
Hello and welcome to the second half of our adventure, where I am sure that this is going to, and I'm going to steal this from B. Dave Walters, silky smooth. It's going to go silky, silky smooth. No issues, no problems. Everything is going to be great. You all find you all find yourself back at the secret base with Arturo. You all are in a large hall with a long royal kind of table, where all of you are sitting at it. Papers askew across it. Arturo and Dr. Ravna are both there, talking and discussing with all of you about possible plan and how to go about this. Arturo points to the map at a very large, few miles that is just open field. No people living, very few wildlife. Most of them are small creatures like field mice or foxes or whatever. But imagine that once combat breaks out and noise starts happening, that most of them will run anyway. That if anything terrible or bad will happen, the loss of life will be drastically diminished here versus cities or towns in which that have previously happened at. So Arturo kind of points out that this location is kind of the best location for all of you to happen about this. Does anyone want to do anything before combat?
Yes, many things.
Okay. Also, any spells or whatever replenished, any daily things also replenished.
Cool.
If you had those or need those for magical items, everything will be back up to 100%.
Cool.
And since I'm on the case and of this like Titan thing, and that's generally like my lead that I'm pursuing. Whenever if we have downtime to be doing this stuff, every 10 minutes I can queue on another ally about like certain aspects of this. So basically, if you're doing recall knowledge or like things to investigate,
I will.
the lead that I'm pursuing, which is this Titan, all of you can get +2 circumstance bonuses to those rolls.
Hell yeah.
So just generally speaking, I'll be basically like swap it. Like Barnaby is just, everyone's like at their table doing research or like doing something like, and Barnaby is just walking around it every once in a while, like going over someone's shoulder in a kind of annoying way, just like going like, oh, I mean, like, well, have you thought about this? And it's like, it's that thing where you're like, oh, you're right, but you're also annoying, and I'm upset about it, but you're right. Like, leave me alone now, but thank you. That kind of thing.
Temperance, who is not Crooks.
It's actually just crew. It's a silent X.
Crooks.
Okay.
Anyway, Temperance, who's not Crooks, is in the corner. Just because I said that, Jake, because we're switched. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh no, I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't swap that. I'll swap that right now.
Yeah. But Temperance is in the corner, polishing, sharpening, and whispering sweet nothings to her sword.
I'm
Temperance
going to...
and Remy should meet.
Yeah.
I bring in the canon Court of Corvid's character here, but
Temperance and Moss should never meet ever.
yes.
I'm going to cast Energy Aegis on oh man, I forgot. Pedal Dancer. That is 24 hours of resistance 5 to acid, cold, electricity, fire, force, negative, positive, and sonic damage. And then I'm going to cast Energy Aegis again on Temperance. Those are those two spells. and I can do that, right? I don't see any reason why I wouldn't be able to do
How
that.
long do
It's
they
just
last?
24 hours.
Okay, so
But
I would
it's
I
not
would say
concentration or anything.
yeah,
obviously.
yeah, yeah. For any spells that you're going to cast, I would say you would cast them once you're there. This is kind of the opportunity for any of you to roll or ask chat to roll for you, recall knowledge, or get anything prepared
Yeah.
that isn't like day of combat. Like any spells that you're preparing. I'm
So we're not doing the combat like we're not immediately going to be
No,
like, okay, now let's go. Poof.
yeah. So
Oh.
this is basically your opportunity to do any sort of research.
Okay. What is I guess I should. Do we know what this crystal is, what it does, how it works? Can it be like turned off? Can it be destroyed easily? Do we have to protect it?
The crystal will be destroyed in the process of the ritual.
And then its effects will last forever?
It's going to work once, exactly once.
So after the Titan appears on this plane in that location, the device that we use to bring it to that location is going to immediately be destroyed, and then the Titan's free to just leave again?
It can only do this ability of traveling once a month. So
we have a month to kill it.
Yes, but really you have a few hours, moments.
I'd say minutes, but okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay, that's reasonable.
Bless you, Molly.
Thank you. It was really funny. It was like, are you talking? Your mic is muted. I'm like, no, I'm
Yeah.
using violently.
I would like to recall knowledge.
I would also like to recall knowledge.
Okay.
I guess I'll recall knowledge too.
Okay, but which knowledges do you all want to roll?
I would
I'm
like to
gonna
roll religion, please.
Okay.
Stop.
I would like to roll occultism, please.
Okay.
I would like to roll.
Remember your +2s, everyone. Remember your +2s.
Patron deity lore.
And who's your deity again?
Oh, I don't have one anymore. I've given up that shit.
37. And Jake, what I'm trying to find information about, or recall, I suppose, is information regarding this creature's home and languages that it may speak.
So the piece of information you know about its home is that it was created to guard the entrance to the abyss and has since left that, and it has no home other than the fact that it can travel from different planes of existence. So
Cool. And it probably speaks Abyssal?
Abyssal is one of the languages, yes.
Cool.
It also has telepathy.
Oh, cool.
Hey, how's a 55 Arcana?
A 55 Arcana is phenomenal. I will give you 3 pieces of knowledge. What kind of knowledge would you like?
I'd like to know. If it has any immunities. I don't know how specific you want me to get. So if you need me to give a more general request.
Immunities is fine. What is it immune from? Yeah, that's one. Okay.
I'd like to know one. I'd like to know an action it can perform and a reaction it can perform, if I can get that specific.
Okay.
Whatever it is that you want to do with those pieces of information.
It is immune to death effects and disease.
Okay.
Okay.
Death effects?
That
death
makes sense.
effects. Any spell, ability, or action that has the
power word kill.
Yeah. Anything that
Has
has
Finger of Death, perhaps, which we're re-preparing spells after this research, right?
that is the key reason we are having this moment is so that you all can properly fight such a thing. So yes, it is immune to death effects and disease. What was an action that it can take? Is that
an action and a reaction were my requests.
You know that I will say a reaction that it can take is that it can take up to 99 extra reactions on its turn.
What?
It theoretically has an unlimited amount of reactions that it can do on its turn, or on.
But hold on. But it can still only trigger a reaction off of a trigger once, right? It's still bound by that rule. So, like, if I move out of its space, can it 99 times opportunity attack?
No.
All right,
so
we're good.
If you move,
That would be so
no. So how it works is if you were to move, that would be one opportunity attack. But then if you were then to use a manipulation action while still in there, it would be a separate
trigger,
one. Yeah, exactly. 100%. And I'm gonna say if you move and you are still in its thing, even though I'm sure that this is against the rules, but I just hate all of you. So if you move and then move again as your second action, those will account as 2 separate attacks of opportunities.
I mean, I would have ruled that the same way too. Like 100%. I think that's correct, but whatever.
And now an action that it can do. I'm not gonna give you any of its really, really fun ones.
It's fine.
It has the ability to shape the void. The Titan molds a weapon from darkness, and is able to just make a weapon appear.
Oh.
Which means that you physically can't unarm it. Like you can unarm it, but it can just make a new weapon appear.
It's trivial for it to get another weapon. Okay.
That's an action, not a free action, though, right?
No, that is in fact a free action.
Okay.
Very specifically, it creates a +3 major striking weapon. In any form.
Okay.
It can't be disarmed and deals an additional 2d12 force damage. If released, a void weapon then vanishes.
Okay. All right.
Great.
Yikes.
You had
That's gonna hurt.
I'm trying to remember.
I mean, I rolled.
Yeah.
You
Force
rolled
damage, eh?
Did you?
Spells?
I got the answer for my roll.
All right. Well, I did roll. I rolled to do occultism.
Oh, okay.
But I did roll a 3. So if we want to get chat involved now, I would
Okay.
like to know more about the Big Titan.
Okay. Let's see. We did emotes. We did the +1. Let's do a specific emote.
Yeah, if you send $1,000 to
No. Because I think this is important. Why don't we do a heart emote? Why don't we fill the chat up with a heart emote? Any heart emote. It could be a Paizo heart. It could be a QueueTimes heart. If you manage to do QueueTimes hearts, fill this up with QueueTimes heart, then I will give Barnaby a natural 20. But normal hearts, I will just allow you to re-roll. How's that sound?
All right. Okay, chat. Don't screw me on this.
This is really useful because I need to read
Appreciate it. Thank you.
The Cthulhu hearts are so cute.
Did Temperance or Pedal Dancer do any recall knowledges?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Temperance.
I wanted to do my patron deity lore. However, I know that I don't have a patron deity. However, I do have a feat called Student of the Canon, which I feel like allows me to have lore of like all deities. Even though it's just a feat and I'm supposed to roll it.
Yeah,
I feel
it's very much basically
know.
basically religion is basically what it is. Knowledge religion. Yeah. Yeah, you can go ahead and roll that. What about you, Pedal Dancer?
Well, my knowledge is nature, and I really don't think there's anything natural about this thing. So maybe there's something I might be able to find out about the surrounding terrain, like any sort of advantageous position to attack from or in.
I will say that with your knowledge nature, you can find a possible better location than what Arturo has pointed out. Because Arturo basically said, here is flat ground. But maybe with the additional information that you've gathered from your friends here, as well as your knowledge nature, you might find a place that might have some hiding spots that you all might be able to hide into. So why don't you roll that up?
So that is 49 knowledge nature.
49? That is phenomenal. I love that number.
Great number.
I will say that what kind of things would you like? Would you like hidey spots? Because I assume you would like some place to maybe hide from.
Well, I can hide anywhere, so I think it really depends more on what other folks would think is tactically useful. I'm just gonna run up and punch it. So, what do you guys want tactically? Do you want places to hide? Do you want high ground or vantage points?
Oh, high ground would be nice.
Yeah.
It's over, Anakin.
I think places to hide would probably be useful, even though I guess half of our party can just vanish into thin air, just for the
Yeah.
cover, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true,
That's
and I also do have stealth. I feel like all of us could benefit from being hidden sometimes.
I don't have stealth.
Did I get the
Um,
hero point, by the way?
You definitely got the reroll. You did
Oh,
not
wow. I
get
just
the
looked
nat.
over-
You didn't get the nat 20, but you did get the reroll. So why don't you give
Oh,
a?
that's great.
That's beautiful.
I do want to say Toolkeen, I think I saw in the chat. I saw you say, "What's the emote for getting a critical miss?" I saw that.
That's messed
And I
up.
won't forget it. Coming in hot with the reroll. If I get a natural one right now, Paizo, can you ban Toolkeen? Natural 20. Oh my gosh.
Whoa!
There you go.
Whoa. Yeah, it's true.
I'm doing it on the. I'm using the
Can this
digital
camera see
dice.
it? Have you tested it?
Digital
The camera
dice.
can
Can you
see
see?
the
Can
dice?
you
The
see that
20?
it says?
I
natural
see
20?
that I see that it's orange and that there is a number in there.
I believe Jonas.
Unbelievable.
I believe Jonas's verification.
You all did it, except for you, Toolkeen. Okay, let's get. No, especially you. You gave me. You know, it's like when someone says you'll never make it, and then you prove
Gotta
them
prove
wrong.
them right, prove them wrong.
Yeah. All right, let's finish the nature one first. I'm so sorry.
No. So with the
rolled in
49,
here.
if the goal is to have some places to hide, there is a place that is a little bit closer to a tree line that all of you can hide and use as hiding. But it does bring in the possibility of additional animals or creatures that could be harmed from anything that it may do. But it definitely gives you the opportunity to hide or have it come to you and then attack it when you find it most advantageous. Perfect.
52, natural 20.
And a 52 with a natural 20. I will give you. I'm going to give you 3 other pieces of knowledge, but I'm going to give you the really cool pieces of knowledge because of that natural 20.
Thanks, Pat.
When it travels, and it will travel to you, it uses planar shift and has the effect of Storm of Vengeance at 10th level when it moves to you. So, when it moves to you, it will have the effect as if you are in Storm of Vengeance. If you do not know what Storm of Vengeance is, it is a spell that can be sustained for up to a minute that does acid rain, hail damage, lightning damage, rain and wind issues, and thunderclap. And because it is heightened to 10th level, that means its range is 2,200 feet, and the cloud is 1,000 foot burst. So, from wherever this stone or this ritual is going to have, 1,000 feet from it, will have to deal with the Storm of Vengeance spell. That is cool piece of information number 1.
So you're saying that if we emerge from the forest, it's not just like the edge of the forest that's getting hit by this. It's like the entire forest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody a druid here? No? Cool. All right. We're good.
The
Can we have like a
second,
magic circle or something, or a thing that we can be inside of for like a
For
minute?
that long, for that much damage? I don't think
I have
so.
global invulnerability.
It's just a minute, isn't it?
it's a minute of constant damage.
I mean, yes. Okay, so number 2.
Actually, I got that.
Okay.
I think I can make that pretty much negate the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right, let's keep that in our back
Cool,
pocket.
cool piece of information. 100 dimension grasp. The Titan reaches between realities and drags foes closer. They can attempt an athletics check and compare the result to the fortitude DC of all foes within 120 feet. On a success, the foe is teleported to any square the Titan chooses within 120 feet. On a critical success, it's also paralyzed for 1 round. The Titan then grabs any foe that is brought within 30 feet as a free action.
Wait, one more time. With a 30-foot push.
If you are brought in with this ability, if you are brought
Yeah.
within 30 feet, you are
Yep.
instantly grabbed as a free action.
Oh.
Every foe.
No, thank you.
Within
So,
120 feet is the range that it can use to pull people in?
yes.
Boy.
And so the thing is it's a 120 feet spell, and it can move them within that spell range. So, theoretically, if you are a melee character and you're within 120 feet, it can move you to the
Away.
edge of its ability of 120 feet, making it so that you have to spend the rest of your round getting
rest
to
of
it.
your life.
And if you're a spellcaster 120 feet away for most of your spells, then you can get yanked right on in there, huh?
Yep. Yep, and it can bring you to 30 feet, and it will instantly grab you. That is cool piece of information number 2.
Oh, is it cool? Is that cool? Is that a cool piece of information?
Cool to
That's
know.
super cool.
No.
Third and final cool piece of information. I'm going to give you 2 names, and you tell me which one you want to know. 100-handed whirlwind or send beyond.
Send beyond.
The Titan has a creature grabbed. This is a requirement of this ability. The Titan
Oh no!
thrusts,
The thing that you just got done telling us was very simple for it.
the Titan thrusts the creature into a nightmare realm full of lightless hands and eyes. This has the effect of maze with an extremely high DC, but the creature can use occultism to escape in addition to perception or survival. The Titan can't use Send Beyond for another 1d4 rounds.
Well,
This thing means business, guys.
I feel like we just got to go do it at this point. I mean, what do we have? An hour and 20 minutes? Bye. Well, we can chat a little bit beforehand. All right. Okay. So back in character. So yeah, that's all the stuff that I figured out with my research. All of you seem to have discovered your own notions and things. What are we going to do? Any suggestions? I mean, Crew, you said you might have something to do with the storm.
Oh yeah, the storm. There's a spell called Prismatic Sphere. You create a 7-layered sphere to protect an area. This multicolored sphere functions like a prismatic wall that is shaped in a 10-foot burst centered on a corner of your space. So it's basically a if I look at prismatic wall, it's a barrier that like you need to deal certain kinds of damage to get through the layers of it. It's kind of complicated. Give me 1 second here. Okay. It has 7 different layers, each of a different color: red, orange, yellow, and green. It have the effect of a 5th level chromatic wall, which is a different spell. And the red one, it destroys all ranged weapon ammunition. The orange one destroys thrown weapons. The yellow one stops acid, cold, electricity, fire, force, negative, positive, and sonic effects from passing through, and deals 30 electricity damage to anyone passing through, but we're not worried about that. The green one stops toxins and breath weapons. And then so that's a lot of the damage, right? Is those things.
I suppose. And that's just that can stay up for the
them.
full minute and it won't get.
Well, the prismatic sphere is a 9th level spell, and it lasts for an hour.
And the Titan won't be able to break through it, or it will take a long time. What?
I have it prepared twice. I hope that answers your question.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. And then after that, I mean, we just fight for our lives? What's the plan?
I mean, I want to say I need to stay 120 feet away from it because I can't make athletics checks, but I can't stay 120 feet away from it and be helpful. So I have a bunch of polymorph things that turn me into big old strong guys. Hopefully that helps.
Fair enough. Does anybody else have a big, cool plan, or should we just go for it?
Oh, I think we're right and well prepared, I'd say.
You-
Look at
I
us.
will
What?
surge my key and run straight into its face. What other option do I have?
What more can we do?
Can you
I move
tell me?
faster when my key is surging, so I won't have to move quite as much within its grasp.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, I'm 120 feet away. One action, I'm back. Let's go.
Arturo, if
Two
I may
in this
ask,
case, but yeah.
Arturo, how old friend, are we to return home after all this is done?
I'll,
Body bags.
we're going
I mean, will we?
if you're able to return, which I very much hope that you are, we'll be watching this entire endeavor, and we will bring the rocks with us. The flying birds.
Why do I
Right.
get the feeling you will have popcorn while you are watching this?
I mean, it's gonna be the last food you ever eat. You may as well make it something better than popcorn.
Well, Arturo's not going to die from this.
Well,
Well, if we don't
fail.
succeed, Arturo's going to die from this.
Yeah, 100%.
Out of character, to clarify, was Arturo saying that the rocks would be to fly us all home after we all live
Yes.
on this plane? Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so you're not moving
Okay.
to so basically you're not moving to a different plane
Okay.
of existence, and
Cool,
it
cool,
literally has the ability to just move through planes of existence. So like
Okay. Cool.
they know that the same bead rocks won't work, right? Because it literally can just be like, no, I'm gonna choose a different dimension that I go to, which basically means that you cast this ritual and then brought it here and then allowed it to go away. So basically the only way for you all to come back is, and for them, is to fly you there, get you there, and then wait until you succeed.
Yep. Cool.
I did have one other thought. Crew, do you have any way to bolster the mobility or speed with which others might move so that
Oh,
they
yeah.
can move
I have-
more easily through its
I
massive reach?
I definitely have haste. I should take it at 7th level because I just realized you could heighten it. So maybe I'll do that too. Boop, boop.
And how many people can you haste?
6.
Well, that's all of us.
That's exactly perfect for
concentration?
all of us. That's a wonderful question, actually. I don't think so.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
It just has a duration of 1 minute.
Okay, so I suppose doing that as soon as the storm is up.
Well, we don't want to move during the storm. We're gonna have to be.
That's what I just said.
Oh, up. You mean up as in like it has expired?
when
I
it's
thought you meant
done,
up as in like
and
it
it's
is now.
gone.
It is storming.
Right.
Okay, yeah, we're on the same page. I'm sorry.
Okay, so if we're all good with it, we can and head over there. William, you look like you have one more thing to say.
Well, I just want to go over to Arturo.
Okay.
Upon it, we can even get dropped off, and we're like seeing this large open field and like forest and stuff that we're going to be doing the fight in. And Arturo can be off, like about to drop us off and fly away on one of the rocks. And I'm just gonna go over and be like, I guess we didn't get any time, just the two of us this time around. But you know, I'll catch you next time, huh? Hey.
Well, we'll have plenty of time when you finish this off.
Hey. And Barnaby, it's kind of short also, but it's like looks up at Arturo, is like, hey, I'm probably gonna die, and I just want you to know, you and me, too wild. We need to be free anyway
I feel you on that.
to ride. And also, I have fear of commitment. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's. This is a random map because we changed the original location. I have just randomly grabbed another map just so that we can look at this beautiful bean footage. Is what we're going to be doing.
Wow.
So this is a random adventurers camp that we're
Wow.
that we're going to be looking at. Okay, so I believe Crew has some very specific spells that he wants to cast on everyone. I believe Temperance and Pedal Dancer is the two people that is getting the spells. Is that correct?
Now that we have Calabash, what is your class? You're a bard, right? Are you a bard? Is that what you are? What are you?
King Calabash is an oracle.
Oh, okay.
Fire
You're on your
oracle.
own.
Oh yeah, he's also when you were inside of his head, you would have noticed it was like a little sauna in there. He's very, very warm to the touch.
Okay,
I
so
forgot
Pedal Dancer, Temperance, and Barnaby all get Energy Aegis, which is that resistance that we were talking about before for 24 hours. Hope he doesn't just spell that. And then I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself. Boop. That's not going to help me with anything, but, you know, might as well. I'm just going to
But
go.
what's the resistance types?
Oh, the resistance types for Energy Aegis are Acid Cold, Electricity Fire, Force, which is probably the one that's going to be important. If any of them are negative, also might be important. Positive and Sonic. Positive's not going to come up.
So Pedal Dancer is actually pretty specialized in reflex, so you could give it to someone else who might be a little squishier if you want. Either way, I'll take it, but I just feel like I'm probably not the most vulnerable to elemental attacks.
Yeah, I just don't think that. I don't think 5 energy resistance is going to help the squishier members of the party. Like,
Fair enough.
It's such a non-issue relative to the rest of the damage we're going to be taking.
Legit.
Okay, that's all that
Resistance
stuff.
5 just is like it
Reduce
protects you
the
from
total by
5
5.
damage. Yep,
Yep.
yep, cool.
There was one more. This one. Until the next time I make my daily prep, I'm going to mind blank myself.
Okay.
Boop. And I'm going to disintegrate myself. No, I'm kidding. There was one more that I wanted to do.
Did you say this was a 7th level energy Aegis?
Yes.
Cool.
I looked it up so that I can have it in front of me.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I did
smart.
the same.
Very smart. Very smart. So here's the question. They're going to do the ritual, and as soon as the ritual is done, they're going to bolt. Now, they believe that the center of the storm is going to be at that point, and they believe that is where he is going to land. Where would all of you like to be?
I mean, we all have to be in one location to do the prismatic sphere thing.
And it can't be within 120 feet.
What can
Or else he'll just pull us out of the sphere. Right.
Okay, I see. So we have to be at least 120 feet away.
Yeah.
Or 121 feet away.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming it can take one step forward, so maybe that's not the best.
Sure, as far away as possible.
The other aspect of it is that you could be hiding.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, hiding
Well,
far
does it have
away
sphere-seeing?
inside the sphere, and then we can approach once the
Oh, we
storm
can
is over.
layer
Is that the plan?
spheres on top of, because I have sphere of invisibility, right? Somewhere. I think I prepared this.
I do have another thing I want to do before we're in combat as well. Another spell. Is between Pedal Dancer and Crew, what do either of you have abilities that would bring us back from the brink of death? Pedal Dancer has healing stuff, right?
I have 3 action. I have a 3 action. I think it's called resuscitate to bring someone back from the dead. And I have battle medicine with some souped up stuff.
Cool. Good. Yeah, then I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Foresight on Pedal Dancer then, just in case we need a field medic. Make sure that you stay up a little bit better. So, you gain a 6th sense that warns you of danger that might befall the target of the spell. That's you. We have a psychic link through which King Calabash can inform Pedal Dancer of danger that is incoming. I think this is more of a root system, and basically what you need to know is that you have a +2 to initiative rolls. You're not flat-footed against undetected creatures or when flanked, and I can use my reaction to force it to roll at disadvantage when attacking you, or give you advantage when you are attacking it, or like trying to save against it.
Sweet.
Yeah. Cool.
Am I
I've
allowed?
got a
Alice.
20th level defensive reaction as well. So if you stack the two of them on top of it, then it can really mess up a lot of its attacks.
Pedal dancer's not going down.
Am I allowed to use widen spell on these like? Yeah, they're bursts, right?
They increase by 5 feet.
Okay, hold on. I've solved even more problems now with the hocus pocus. I have anti-magic field, which is also a 10-foot emanation that just prevents all magic from happening inside of it, and I can make it last the duration of the storm with my wand. So I think that's the direction we should go, because then it can't even pull us out of the sphere.
We can all just hide in an anti-magic field until the storm ends.
Yes, I think that's the goal. All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Cool. I'll prepare anti-magic field too. I was kind of thinking about it just in case we need another from me.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. Bless you.
Bless you.
And as the ritual ends and all of you are 125 feet away.
Sure, reasonable.
You cast this anti-magic field around yourselves, and you see Dr. Ravna and Arturo fly off on the rocks as far as they possibly can, as you can see that the sky above you starts to blacken and the thunder starts to rumble, as you can see that everything around you, rain starts to pour, and you can see that the trees and the rocks themselves and the ground itself starts to be eaten away at the acid rain as it continuously pummels down for a minute. Hail, large rocks of ice blast down into the ground, leaving divots of small boulders into the ground. Lightning flashes and strikes trees, lighting them on fire, causing them to burn as the trees themselves start to move from tree to tree as it starts a forest fire. The rain and wind blast up and move across, pushing the fires to other trees. The rain helping it slightly from spreading it quickly, but the wind still gives the fire fuel to burn. And thunderclaps of just radiating sound just burst through, and even though it isn't hurting any of you, you all feel it in your chest as the thunder claps, as this gargantuan creature comes out of the sky. And we're gonna just bring this beautiful creature up on the screen.
Oh my god, that's a mess.
My god.
I think you and I have different definitions of the word beautiful.
So much anger and temperance. So much.
Yeah, this just love this beautiful creature here. Stands as it just as it speaks multiple languages out loud, and even though it is just speaking, it sounds like a deafening sound of voices just being said in multiple languages. We are going to keep the initiative as we did before, as we had said we were going to do, which leaves us with actually we're gonna roll initiative for our boy here. All right, let's see here.
Natural one.
Natural one.
A 4.
Yeah.
With its perception, that puts us at a 47.
No.
Which means it goes right after Calabash.
Okay.
So
yeah.
The storm dies down as it's looking around and trying to figure out why it has been brought to this area and why it didn't reach its destination.
So wait. So are we at the tail end of this storm? So the storm
has ended because you all had said that you did not want to do anything until
great. I thought that's what you just said, but I missed like a word.
Yeah.
So cool.
And is it Calabash's turn, or did we do my turn in the?
No, because we ended up taking it back because of the fact.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I mean, this thing was portaled here. We know that. Well, let's give it a shot then. Hey, you, go home. Just gonna cast banishment on it.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything I can do to we buff it first. I mean, hey, if this works, it's over.
Wait, but then in a month it can just come back. It just played shifts.
But
I feel like we would have discussed this in detail.
sure.
Yeah. We lightning rodded the thing here to so that we
To
could
fight
kill
it.
it because
Yeah.
See, I misunderstood that. I was trying to get it out of this like plane because it was
No.
portaled here. Like
It
No.
has the ability to go to any plane of existence.
Remember
Okay,
the
so
whole like
it won't
trivially
be
travel
you doing what
between
it's
the
doing.
planes of existence thing?
Can you imagine we do all this preparation?
I missed
That would be so funny.
Get out
I
of
know.
here. And so we all know what the banishment portal looks like, right? It's just like a black void that opens up kind of in the middle of the fourth dimension. That kind of happened for a second, and then it kind of prismatically just sort of expands into a flame strike. Level 5 flame. Level 5 flame strike.
What's the range on flame strike?
120 feet.
So you got to spend one action to move forward.
No, I don't. I have reach spell.
Perfect. You still got to spend one extra round though, or action though. So
Oh, it's true. Yeah. So yeah, but gonna God, honestly, you know what? I might actually cast this at yeah, I'm gonna cast it actually at 9th level.
Okay.
Since I'm doing it. I hope that since I'm doing that, it's going to fail the saving throw, which is dexterity.
a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flame. I lost it.
Does a 59 save on your reflex save?
It does. Hold on a second.
It's not a crit though. Oh wait.
It might be. Yeah, I think my DC is 44. Let me make sure it is in fact dexterity. I'm trying to find the spell again. Flame strike. There we go. Yeah, reflex. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it does. So it's gonna take half.
Is it critical though?
It is a critical success, right? Because you said 59
Yep.
Yeah.
on 44.
It did say 59.
Oh, I feel like I have a reaction for this. This is about being level 20. Reactions. What do I have? It's not going to be that. I mean, it couldn't be a reaction. Use reactions on others' turns. Yeah, I think that's just gonna be what happens.
Okay. And that's all 3 of your actions because
It sure is.
you
Get out of here. Go home.
as a bolt of flame and fire jets out of your hand, it literally just kind of looks like it almost like blinks out of existence as the bolt just vroom, goes right through it.
Yeah.
And it's just like as it's just like, oh yeah. And that's your whole turn.
I think it wants to stay.
It moves forward its movement speed of what is this?
7,000 feet. Wait, what?
It's 60-foot movement speed
Oh boy.
as it moves 60 feet closer to you, putting you all at 65 feet. That is one action, and then it's going to use its 100-dimension grasp.
Can I counteract this? Is this counteractable?
It is a athletics check against your.
Is it a spell?
No.
Oh, well then never mind.
It is an ability.
Cool.
So it is going to make an athletics check, and it's going to compare to each of your fortitude DCs. So it gets. Oh, it rolled a 2. That's no good.
It's still gonna beat me. It's still probably gonna crit me, honestly.
So it's you have to have a it is a 44 athletics check.
and it's against our fortitude, which is fort. The DC fort plus 10.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, that got me. I have 43.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Pedal dancer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use I have a reaction. That is it's a version of Clue In.
Mhm.
If I can find it, it's basically, is it Detective's Readiness? You can use Clue In to assist an ally saving throw against the subject of a lead. So I can give you a +2 circumstance bonus to that as a reaction.
So if yours was a 2, well hold on, a +2 to what?
The saving throw.
It's
plus-
not a
Oh
saving
shoot,
throw.
that's right. No, it's against us.
It's against us. It's a DC.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not a saving
Yeah.
throw. Oh no.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the sticky thing, right? A lot of things can apply in that case.
Yeah. So it's gonna grab you. Does anyone beat a 44 for their DC?
No, I fail.
Okay.
I don't critically fail, but I fail.
Which DC? Fortitude? Did you say?
42 DC.
Fortitude. I do doubt it.
Is that just
No,
the fortitude plus?
38 is mine.
Yeah, what's your fort save and then add 10 to it.
My fort save is 33.
So that would be
43.
a 43. So you are also grabbed. So does
You
anyone
rolled a 2?
Uh-huh.
You rolled a 2?
I rolled a
Rolled a
2.
4.
I
Oh,
rolled a
two.
2.
Okay, well,
Oh,
this
so
is
we
a
can't
mess.
beat this thing.
Well, no, we can't. We
grabbing
can't
us.
not be grabbed. We can definitely beat it.
The thing is that it can roll a 1, which even if it's a success, it still drops down to a failure, you know.
Mhm.
So was any of you does anyone have a fort's a critical failure?
No, surprisingly.
Okay.
No.
All of you are brought in to 30 feet.
Hello.
How dare you? Unhand me now.
That's right. Kill him. Kill this big man with so many arms.
And so many disgusting faces.
It seems you've decided to save me the effort of walking up to you.
It
love
then
that.
as
That
it
was a
as
cool
you
thing to
say
say.
that it is going to use send beyond to you
Oh boy.
as its third
Is that a
action.
spell?
As its third action, it is an action. It is not a spell. It is one of its actions that it can do. The Titan has a creature grab. The effect: the Titan thrusts the creature into a nightmare realm full of lightless hands and eyes. The creature must make you have to make a will save.
Clue in. I'm cluing you in.
Okay.
I'm also
Here.
using my reaction to give you advantage on this, so you'll roll 2 and take the higher.
Awesome.
And add 2 to it.
All right. So let's see. Oh my
Well,
gosh,
well,
so many
go
things
now.
going on right now.
You can't be sent off to a maze forever.
32. And you said, okay, so with your bonus, all right, I'm going to take the natural 17. I like the natural 17.
Not bad.
So that's going to be a 51.
A 51 barely succeeds.
Yay!
As it attempts to thrust you into this hole, you grab the edges with your leshy arms and legs and thrust yourself out. You are still grabbed, but that is the end of its turn, which is going to bring to Crew's turn.
I
Hey.
think not. You will not sever the roots that tie me to this world.
Ooh.
Wait, really quick. That actually, can we count that as the root magic, because it's supposed to be the first time you make a save with it?
That
And
is-
I
okay.
give you the,
That-
so that's +2 circumstance. So I still have my
Your
Reaction.
reaction.
my reaction. So okay.
Nice.
Perfect. The root magic did it.
Yeah.
That fits with so many themes.
And the pouch like fizzles up and like disappears.
Did we get pulled 30 feet away from it in the same like orientation, or are we spread out?
Well, since it can't drop you all in the same square, you're in the same side of him. Does that make sense? You're in a line 30 feet. So you're like in
Well,
a-
actually,
We're lined up like a classic JRPG. Just diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle.
classic.
Okay, so we're in a row. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna do
Well, just
Uh,
so you know, Crew
sure.
and I both have overcrowded, so we could be in the same spaces.
Yeah, we got you. I'm going to cast. Oh man, hold on. Haste at level 7, so that's I can target up to 6 creatures within. It has a 30-foot range. I think I can use reach on this to make it a 60-foot range, but I don't think I need to.
You don't need
We're all
to.
just in a row. Yeah,
No,
never mind.
You're like
So-
literally right next to each other. So like,
Yeah, so everyone's hasted, so you can. I'm sorry, everyone's quickened. You can use the extra action to either strike or stride. So extra movement speed or extra attack, and that lasts for a minute. And that's 2 actions. And then my last action is going to be.
I believe that's a manipulate action to cast a spell.
Yeah.
It depends on what components the spell has.
Does it have is it physical movement?
It has somatic.
Oh,
Yeah, does it have a somatic component?
it's
Yeah,
gonna
it
it's gonna
does.
take an attack of opportunity, my good friend.
It's got a 30-foot range.
Cool.
You're within its 50-foot range,
Reach.
and it is
course.
going to go ahead and just make an attack of opportunity against you.
Yeah, but now it doesn't have its reaction, so we're fine.
Oh yeah, it just only has 99 other ones. So okay, I'm gonna roll this dice. Okay,
Yes,
you ready?
please, by all means.
I rolled a 19.
Nice.
And with its attack, that
gonna
brings us
crit.
to 64. Does 64 hit?
Is there a special kind of crit for almost doubling my AC, or is that just like a normal crit?
That's just a normal crit. I don't believe there is a super crit.
Great.
Not yet. Maybe, maybe in a couple years. There's a lot of books coming out in the next year, which,
Yeah.
hey, if you haven't seen them and you want to buy them, you should go to whatever it is, paizo.com/store.
I will say, however, Mr. Dungeon Master, I'm a level 20 character, so you can't kill me that easily.
But it does hit, right? It crits you?
Oh, absolutely crits.
Okay.
But I have a rune that is pertinent here. It is a fortification rune. Each time you're critically hit while wearing this etched armor, attempt a DC 17 flat check. On a success, it becomes a normal hit.
Oh, okay. So
And it's actually, yeah, that's actually correct.
So
Okay,
go ahead and roll that flat check.
I'm gonna roll that flat check.
I'm just gonna prepare its normal damage, and then we'll just double it. If it
Yeah,
doesn't-
you're gonna want to prepare that critical damage though, so
Oh.
you enjoy that.
Oh, did you get hit?
I rolled for those interested a 16, which is, I don't know if you know this, 1 less than my target.
Oh no!
Ooh. Well, I would say you could beg chat for a +1.
Hey, remember that one time when everybody in chat was being really mean to me and saying that I was going to be the first one to go down? It might one-shot me. And I understand that you all want to see that so that you can have your bet money on the side. But I implore you, chat, please, for the love of the world that my character lives in, give me a +1.
Flux Point says, "How do we give you a -1?"
Why?
Oh,
It doesn't even do anything. That's so mean.
We're gonna do +1s in chat. +1s in chat, and you get if you can get a wall of +1s, we will give you that. We're gonna just roll this damage in the meantime.
Yep. It might not even matter.
What was
Honestly,
this?
it might
What
not
was
even
this roll
matter.
for, Krug?
What? Oh, it was a roll because one of my runes lets me make a flat check to turn a crit into a normal hit.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I rolled 1 below the target that I needed to do that.
I see.
I see PF Sin with a -2. You're gonna get banned. You're gonna just get banned now.
I forgot what I rolled, so I'm gonna roll it again. It's 49. Okay.
Wow.
49 plus 18 equals.
Oh, that's not nearly as much damage as I thought it was.
You know what? It doesn't look like chat wants to give you that +1.
No, it doesn't really genuinely
No, it
doesn't.
doesn't.
I think they want me to die first, which is, you know what? I get it. The memes, that's fine. I'll take it.
Crew, do me a favor, and with
Yeah,
that
yeah.
crit, take 134 damage.
Woo!
Oh, no.
Do you have resistance to bludgeoning or force damage?
The app that I use won't even let me take that much damage at once. I have to literally deal 100 damage to myself, and then go back and deal 34 damage to myself. That's ridiculous. All right. I'm sorry. What was your question?
Do you have any resistance to force or bludgeoning damage?
No.
All right. Well, that was 2 actions. You've got 1 more left.
I'm ready to die.
My last action, I'm gonna oh. I see the conundrum.
And technically you're grabbed, so I mean.
Oh yeah, I should have had to roll a DC 5 to even attempt that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not restrained, I'm grabbed.
You're
Is that
grabbed.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. I'm gonna reaction drop dead.
Is that a thing for the rat folk that they can do, or what is?
No,
what
it's a spell. Drop dead.
Oh.
I'm targeting myself.
Uh-huh.
The target appears to fall down dead, though it actually turns invisible. Its illusory corpse remains where it fell, complete with believable fatal wound. The illusion looks and feels important. Feels like a dead body. If the target's death seems absurd, which I promise you it does not. That was more than 2/3 of my HP. Seems absurd. For instance, a barbarian at full health appears to be slain by 2 damage. The GM can grant a perception check, but I argue that
No. I think that is good. I think that is good.
If I use hostile actions, the spell ends.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. That's where I'm at. I'm doing drop dead.
Well, it does not get an opportunity because it doesn't have manipulate. I don't believe it's a manipulate. I don't know. I'd have to look.
It does not have. It doesn't look like it has any. Oh, here. It does have somatic. Yeah.
Oh, so that would be a manipulate. So it would get an attack of opportunity.
So it would get an opportunity. Why does it have manipulate? Why is it so somatic? Why can't it?
And a crit on an attack of opportunity stops the magic from happening. So, right?
I mean, any hit on this attack of opportunity. Okay, now that I know that,
any hit doesn't stop a spell. Only a critical.
No, because I'll die, William. That's the thing that's going to stop the spell. It doesn't matter whether it's. I guess knowing that, I'm gonna, instead of doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use message. I'm gonna target Calabash. Message is only verbal components. I'm gonna say help, please.
All right. Well, it is Temperance's turn. What would you like to do?
All right. Well, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a feat called. Hold on. Scrolling. Titan Wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And it says you can attempt to disarm, grapple, shove, or trip creatures up to 2 sizes larger than you, or up to 3 sizes larger than you if you're legendary in athletics, which I think I am.
Nice.
Yes, I am. So is that applicable here?
Let's see. It goes
Medium, large, huge, gargantuan, right? I'm fairly certain.
Yeah. So
you
that's
can actually grapple this thing.
Yeah.
So I want to do Titan Wrestler.
Okay, so you got to get up to it. So you got to spend an action to move to it.
Yes.
Okay, so you move up to it. It you are moving within its range, so it is going to get an attack of opportunity against you.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage, and we get. I rolled an 18 plus 45.
So what would that be against?
Your AC.
My AC is 47.
So it's a crit since it rolled a 63.
Shit. I mean, Chars.
Click.
That's 6d12. Which is 37.
I shouldn't have done this.
Plus 18. So you're
You
gonna
have 360 health. You're fine.
That's true. I know.
you take 55 damage.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah.
What are the? What? Hold on. What are the types though, because she has a bunch of resistances.
Oh, bludgeoning and force.
You have resistance, so subtract 5 because you have resistance 5 to force.
Boom.
Aha!
You take 50 damage.
Okay, not a big deal.
You can take that all day long.
Or even a scratch.
So
Yeah.
you move up to it. Okay, would you like to trip it? Would you like to grapple it?
I want to jump on top of it and like get my arms around its neck, one of its necks.
One small fraction of one of its necks.
You know, I mean, I'm gonna bring this image up just one more time because I would like you to do me a favor and point out its neck.
I don't know. Listen.
What do you mean point out? The problem is there's too many options. Not that it doesn't exist.
Can I do the Three Stooges like poking it in its eyes?
Well, okay, so you're able to trip it, grapple it. What was the other options? Trip, grapple,
poke it in the eye sockets.
What was that?
Shove.
So which one of those would you like to do? Push, trip, or grapple?
If I trip it, will it make its defense go down?
Yes, it will technically. You'll be flat-footed because it'll be on the ground.
Yeah.
Do any of those make it let go of us?
No.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I think trip it would probably be the best.
I don't think it does. That's a very good question that I don't have the answer to. I don't think it changes it because it's like a supernatural effect. Like it's basically its arm. But think about it like basically that its arms are like reaching through portals and it's got a hand on you. Like that's kind of like the idea behind it. So like if they're tripped, I imagine like the portals are just kind of going with them. Is how I'm imagining it.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah,
think
that makes sense.
Yeah. So it won't change the grab aspect of it, but it will be on the ground, which will also mean that it takes a penalty for making melee attacks on the ground. If it does, which includes attacks of opportunity.
I want to trip it.
All right. So that is going to be an athletics check against its fort DC.
Do you want me to roll in athletics too?
Yes.
For it? Okay. Hold on. Okay, that's so great.
Is it trip or arcane mark? I think you're right. I was going back and forth. I couldn't remember if it was fort or reflex. So yeah, so it'll be a reflex DC, which is better for you because it's lower. What'd you get on your athletics check?
52.
Its reflex is a 50.
Oh! We did something!
Hey.
We tripped the Titan. Well, Temperance did.
Temperance somehow manages to like move her body around it and underneath its legs and just lifts with her legs under the back of its knee, causing it to topple backwards. And again, I'm just gonna point this thing out. It's a little top heavy. It's a little top heavy.
Yeah, tiny bit.
So this creature falls back onto the ground. So you have spent 2 actions. You have moved to it and you have tripped it. You have a 3rd action.
All right.
You quote the esteemed warrior Temperance. I am impressed.
Technically, you have 4 actions because you were hasted.
Oh,
you were hasted.
Were we hasted? Yep. I thought that didn't go through.
Shut up! I'm trying not to kill you right away, all right?
Okay, so all of my feats are 1 action, right?
All of yeah, so if you want to attack, you can just attack. Like, so if you want to make, because you technically have two more actions, so you can theoretically strike 2 more times if you'd like.
Okay.
Yes, Crew? You all right there, buddy?
I just want to know how the getting hit with a reaction while casting a spell thing actually works.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm just looking at my feats one more time. I don't think that I have anything that will work right.
I think honestly, I'm going to be honest, I think the best action is just to do physical damage to it.
All right, so tell me, since this is my first real, like, non-squishy, big, bad biatch, how do I do this?
So
with
you're
my
just gonna
sword?
roll a d20 with your attack for your weapon,
Okay.
which I don't see a weapon on the sheet that was sent over because I think you were gonna add items later.
Yeah, she's a great sword.
So in the melee section on your character sheet, do you see like there's like a little axe? Is there a number inside of that?
Oh, hold on.
That's gonna be on page 1 on the left hand side. That says melee strike.
Well, I'm on Path Builder.
Oh, I don't remember where that is on Path Builder.
I know. Hold on. I'm looking. Hold on. Little weapon mastery? No. Sorry,
No.
y'all. I'm not particularly
Offense. There's a section called
Offense,
offense.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my weapon's not on here for some reason. It's supposed to be
What kind of weapon are you using? Great
a
sword.
great sword.
Great sword. Bloop. Bloop. Okay, so I imagine it's magical, and you are at least a master in this, I believe. I don't know if you're a legendary. I don't think you're a legendary at level 20 champion. So you're going to roll a d20, add your level plus 2, 4, 6. So you're 20. So you're gonna roll that, add 26 plus your strength is a 5. So
My
yeah. So you're gonna roll your dice and add 31 to it.
okay. 16 plus 31 is
47. A 47, even with its AC dropped down, does not hit it.
Did we get the magic weapon part of that?
We did not. Which is
the vengeance possessed sword.
yeah, but you what's the APC on that? +3. Which would a +3 would actually give it to you because it is an AC of 50 while it's on the ground, and you roll the 47, so +3, that would put you right at 50. So as we say, it meets, it beats. So you get to do some damage.
We're coming in under the wire here.
Yeah, you guys are coming down the wire. This is the first hit on this creature. So do me a favor, roll another attack. Just to see if we can get both attacks in.
So
Oh god, I don't.
that's plus my strength.
Yeah, so it's a third. It's whatever you roll plus 33.
And then it's not agile, right? So it'll be -5 for the second attack.
Correct. So technically, it's plus 28.
48 is the total before the minus.
Yeah. So no, you don't hit the second time. So your damage is going to be. Oh gosh. I don't know what your damage is going to be. It's going to be a couple d12s, that's for sure. I'm gonna look over your sheet real fast, and while I look over your sheet, we're gonna move to the next person so that we can start going with them, which is going to be back at the top. It's gonna be Barnaby's turn.
Let me see if I can find you the Path Builder link.
Yeah, send that to me.
Okay. I'm grabbed, and that requires an athletics check to get out of.
If you would like to make an attempt to get out of it, yes.
Yeah, there's no way.
Chat's got you, Molly. It's going to be 4d12 plus your strength plus 6. So you're going to do 4d12 plus 11.
All right. Hold on.
Yes, so you can attempt to get out of it, but just know that you could just roll a flat 5 to try and do a manipulate action. But you probably want to get up to it to attack, I assume.
So I rolled a flat 40.
Flat 40? Perfect.
With everything.
Perfect. All right. 40 damage.
Hell yeah.
You are almost there.
Oh gosh, I don't know what to do. I'm grabbed. I mean, I guess I'll just. I mean, if I'm grabbed, can I dig?
Can you do?
You're immobilized while you're grabbed,
Yeah.
so you can't.
I'm immobilized, so I
But you
have
can
to
escape. There's an escape action that you can take.
Yeah.
It's athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, I can acrobatics out of this. Thank goodness. Okay, yeah. I'll use the escape
Unless
action
there's
then.
some weird thing about this grab.
Yeah, let's escape. So that's
What's-
what I'll do.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty good. Um, 49 to escape.
49 to
Wait,
escape.
what? Wait. No, yeah, 49.
All right, 49 to get out. And you succeed.
Okay, cool. And then I'm going to dig,
Okay.
I think. Well, I
Okay.
should do that. I'll do that last. Okay. Now that I'm escaped, now I'm going to do my stratagem. So I'm going to roll a d20.
Okay.
And that's horrid, and it will not hit. So, I might as well just not use it. Am I right? Okay. I got nothing. I got nothing right now. I'm trying to. Yeah. I'm trying to think here.
I love everyone's literally just like going through, just like, what can I do to this thing? It is a terrifying creature. It is the hardest creature I've seen in the game, to be honest with you, thus far.
I
Linda's
guess
just
I'm
like,
gonna.
yes, it is.
I guess I'm gonna. No, I got. Yeah, I've used that one action. I used an action to escape, action do it, and I have haste, so I have 2 more actions.
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
accurate?
Correct.
All right. Then I'm just gonna give it a shot. Because this thing speaks a whole bunch of different languages, so I'm kind of not terribly concerned about it understanding me or not. And
Oh, I'm really sorry, guys. Can everyone roll me a will save? I totally forgot you're within 100 feet of it.
oh, sure.
Sorry.
Boy, oh boy.
Let me know if it's below a 48.
43.
That's below. That's below, I would say.
No. What was the number you said? You said 48.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now remember, does anybody have greater resolve? Keep on top of your save stuff.
47.
47. Okay.
I do. That means that it's 1 degree higher, right?
Yeah. If you get a critical failure, you get a failure instead. If you get a success, you get a critical success.
There isn't
critical-
a critical on this one.
Okay. Well, it is a success.
Looks
Or wait, no,
like-
it's not. It's a regular failure.
Okay.
You crit failed,
A regular failure.
but you have the thingy, so wouldn't it be a
Does it
success?
move up to a success? Is that part of it?
Grants you your purchasing rank, your will saves increase to legendary. When you roll a success on a will save, you get a critical. Oh, when you roll a
Yeah.
critical failure,
I don't
when
think
you fail a will save against a damaging effect, you take half damage.
half damage. Okay.
But yeah, it's not a damaging effect.
Okay.
If you failed, if you move towards this creature, it's considered to be difficult terrain because the Titan warps perception and distance around them, seeming even larger and more imposing. A creature that enters or begins its turn within the aura or area around it treats the area as if it were difficult terrain.
Does that count as a magic effect?
It is an aura. It is aura, divine, illusion.
I mean, it
and
also says it
mental.
warps reality or something,
Yeah.
right?
Well, aura, divine, illusion, and mental. So those are the 4 things that are associated with it. So
Divine is a spell school.
and so is
that
an illusion is a specific
Yeah.
type of
is
spell.
illusion, yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
Yes.
I got a 52 on my will save.
I
by the way.
succeeded.
I just failed.
Oh,
I failed by 1.
Well, wait, don't you have the root magic thing?
Wait,
didn't you use
I
that?
used that, but I can clue you in.
Oh well, I failed
Did
if
you
you
fail
do
by
that,
2?
I failed by 1 because I have a +1 circumstance versus spells and magical effects.
Then I'm cluing you in.
There we
Here you
go.
go. There's my
Thank you.
reaction.
I'll save my reaction for another time.
All right. Sorry, back to William. Your turn. What would you like to?
All right, I've got 2 actions left. Okay, I'm going to use 1 action to reveal machinations. I look at this Titan. Would this be considered humanoid?
I was gonna say
Yes. I look at
okay.
this Titan. I look at this Titan and I go, now, please, you have to understand, I'm your old classmate. You know. Remember back when one of our souls was in school together? You have to believe me. Remember, the 2 of us, when we would kick the ball back and forth, and you would say, and I would go, "Oh, you." So I have to do a deception. So you reveal that you played a minor but recurring role in another humanoid's life, or at least convince them that it's the case. Attempt a deception check against the target's will DC. On a success, the revelation makes them frightened 2, and on a critical success, they're frightened 3. In addition, you gain information about the subject as though you had attempted to recall knowledge about them using an appropriate skill to receive the same results as you roll. Yeah. So just giving it a shot.
Okay.
That's a critical miss.
Oh, no.
Anyone want to? Oh, what's that? Why all of those d20s?
I just was rolling d20s as you were.
I was like, what is that?
Well, okay. Yeah, it's will DC for a mental effect, which is what this would be, is a 51. So.
Yeah, I don't think I could even meet that. Hold on. Let me see. Deception. Even if I got a natural 20, it would just be it would be 49. So,
but that would just be a failure, which because it's a nat 20 would bring it up to a success.
Bring it up to a success, and I did just roll a 1. I did a full-on critical miss.
Yeah, that sucks. That's
hero point. On this of all rolls,
you've got 1 more action.
I'm gonna say that's not worth that.
Yeah, probably not.
No, probably not. Okay, so then that doesn't work, and then Bartleby just goes, well, it's worth a shot, and then digs into the ground, and I'm gonna burrow.
Okay. That brings us to Pedal Dancer.
Alrighty. So I want to move up to this guy so I can smack him, but he's got me grabbed in place right now, as I recall.
Yep.
So I'll need to break out of him.
Okay.
Break out of that. So let's give that a shot. Does a natural 20. It's a natural 20 breakout.
That might work, yeah.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be in the 50s. Because it's an unarmed attack from a monk. So I'm going to move up, which I'm sure it's going to respond to with one of its 80 bajillion million reactions.
Yes, it 100% is going to.
Come on, hit me.
Let's see. A natural 20.
No.
Actually, is it Jake? Sorry, is it rolling to
opportunity attack? Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm going to use my reaction to give it disadvantage on that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll again and take the lower of the 2, which I assume will be this.
A 5. So does a 50 hit you?
Well, yes, that still critically hits because it's a 50.
45.
It critically hits you?
Yeah, 50 critically hits.
Wait.
My AC is 44. How is your solo?
Wait, let me check.
Mine is 41, and I'm an oracle.
I hear from the back. No
Mark,
way.
you're like, no way. Let me just check this real quick. Oh, it helps if you include 10 when you're calculating your AC.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
I love that.
Well, a 50 still hits, but not critically so.
Okay.
that's
All
good.
right.
That's
All
good.
Oh my
right.
god.
Okay.
Okay.
The
all right.
mind? No.
I'm like sitting
No,
here.
no.
Impossible.
I am just not used to 20th level play.
Hey,
Hey,
no,
none of us are.
understand. I am not used to 20th level GMing. So,
It's like, oh yeah, that's a high number. No, wait, that needs a 10 in it.
do you have resistance to bludgeoning or force damage at all?
I have resistance to force damage.
Okay. So I will roll that separately. Woo! The dice are flying all over because it hits the trees. Okay, you're going to take 15 force damage, and you said you're resistant 5. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So you're going to take 10 from that. Oh, not. And then you're going to take an additional 29 plus 18. Plus 18. So you're going to take an additional 47 damage, bludgeoning damage.
All right, 57 damage it is.
And I assume you can reach it within 30 feet because you are a 20th level monk. So
Yes.
you've got
Yes, I can.
got the
Even if I was
zoomies.
moving at half
prone.
speed, I would be able to. So I'm going to do the same attack I did on the other guy, which is flurry of blows and that extra attack from speed.
Okay.
So let's do our 3 attacks on this guy.
And because it is flat-footed, it is an AC of 50.
Well, that's good because I just rolled a 50.
Hey.
Yeah.
There we go. And I will continue with my attack routine here. So that is a natural 2 is definitely going to miss there. And our last one is going to miss as well on the iterative. 50 is tough to hit.
Yeah.
50 is tough to hit.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and do you want me to go ahead and roll damage now, or do you want to move on to the next person?
Yeah, why don't you roll damage, and I am going to move to someone while you roll damage. And when you're ready, just bounce right in and go for it. The person.
All right, 42.
42. Love it. 42.
Oh, cool. So we've almost done 100 damage to it.
Yes, you've done 82 damage to it. That is your whole turn, I assume?
Yes, that is correct.
All right, that brings us to Calabash.
King Calabash.
Not for long.
King Calabash is kind of just kind of looks down and starts like kind of laughing. Just Bartleby, I see you've been reading my journal. What was it you said? I was your classmate. I was there the whole time. Do you remember the melons you purchased last week, friend? I was there. The melon salesman was I. Do you remember your wedding, the priest? I.
Are you attempting the same thing William attempted?
I am using the 50 level feat reveal machinations. You reveal that you played a minor but recurring role in another humanoid's life, or at least convince them that's the case. Attempt a deception check against the target's will DC.
Okay.
Can we do a side campaign where it's these two characters just trying to do that over and over again in really like not appropriate situations?
So-
I rolled a 16 plus.
So it's
Just out of curiosity, how many actions is that?
1.
Okay.
so its will DC is 51 against a mental status.
Would you believe I rolled a 51 with my plus 35? 16 plus 35, right? 51? Yeah.
So it's frightened too.
It's frightened too.
Okay. It meets
For-
it beats. I can't do anything different
Yeah.
about it.
Wait, did you really do
And
that?
also he was there too.
And that means that it like the Titan does think that you like it bought melons from you or something.
Yeah.
Did
all
that
right,
really
then.
work?
Krug's like, but hold on, did that work?
I'm trying to see too. I don't believe this.
There's no way. That's crazy.
And then like God, are we so if Krug and I were like next to each other when we got pulled up, we would still be next to each other, right?
Yes.
Cool. Then King Calabash is gonna reach out a hand and just kind of tap Crew on the shoulder and say, "See, that's how you deal with a foe. You'll be fine. Just walk it off." And I'm gonna cast Regenerate with 2 of my actions.
Uh-huh.
Um,
I believe
on
that
a,
is somatic, though, correct?
Yes, it is. I'm not looking at this guy, but he is probably gonna hit me.
It unfortunately is somatic. I also have that spell and was
Wait, but
noticing
frightened
this.
too, am I right?
Yeah, what does that do again?
Well,
I don't even know if it's useful. I just wanted to do it, especially because you did it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna assume that an 18 plus a 45 is gonna hit and critically hit you.
Wait,
What's
even
the
with a
total there?
-2 because it's prone?
Oh, so technically it
Frightened.
would. Hold on. Well, it's actually prone too. So I mean, there is multiple things.
fair.
So okay, so it rolled an 18 and it has a plus 45 to hit. So that would be a 63 normally. And it is prone, so it is a -2.
Okay. I'm not
Which
sure this is
puts
gonna matter.
what puts it as 61 and
You're gonna double crit right now. Should we keep going?
oh yeah no if it's still yeah
You're
yeah.
20 over, so yeah, I think it's gonna hit.
I think I'm just gonna say do you have any resistance to force or
No, sir, I do not believe I do have any resistances of any kind. Not even
Okay.
fire.
Okay, 33 plus 18 is gonna put you at 51 damage it dealt to you.
Okay.
Oh, 51 it crit, so technically 102.
Okay.
It's just 51. Just 50, 100, just 102. Just,
Welcome to my life.
God damn it! I was gonna walk away.
oh, come on, everyone.
Is that okay? I'm sorry. I guess that is not a word I considered to remove from my vocabulary. Sorry.
It's okay, keep going.
Yeah. I do cast the spell though, right?
Yeah. I trust me, you all would be dead if I didn't allow this to happen. So
I mean, this is only gonna do so much. Just walk it off, buddy. Gonna give you so you have regeneration. So it is where is it? There you go, regenerate. So Krug, at the beginning of each of your turns, you will restore 15 hit points. And while you have regeneration, you cannot die from damage, and your dying condition can't increase to a value that would kill you. Though its wounded value if it becomes 4 or higher, you stay unconscious until your wounds are treated.
Interesting. I love that spell.
now, Calabash, just because I have played an Oracle and I very much love Oracles, they're actually my favorite class. Have you used any of your abilities that would put you up in curses?
No, because I don't believe so, because those are just the things that the focus spells that I have, right?
I'm just making sure because an Oracle only gets stronger by using those abilities, and especially since you're fire, which I believe does put a smoke ring around you and makes it harder for you to be seen, and some really cool and interesting things that you should think about doing. With
the thing is I don't want to conjure a ring of flame around me when all my friends are here. But maybe I should just go for it. Maybe next turn I will. I know which one I would want to start with. So,
okay. I believe that's 2 actions.
Movement would be another opportunity attack. So I suppose I will just stay where I am. And for my last action, I'm going to. Shield is only verbal, so I'm just gonna say, and stop that, and cast shield on myself.
Smart move. But as that is Calabash's turn, it is this beast's turn.
Oh no.
It gets a turn.
It gets its second round. Feared 2, right? There's fear.
Yeah, frightened 2 for sure.
And because I am not a wealth of knowledge of this, I'm just gonna remember what it does. Frightened 2 is a condition. Oh gosh, stupid. Why would I do that? Anyways, DC. Okay, cool. All right, nothing that really affects it in this situation. So it's got 3 turns, 3 actions. It is going to use. It's going to spend an action to get up. So that is action number 1. It literally goes spends a whole action getting up. Because it's spending
don't have kept up, huh?
Since it's spending its entire action to get up, it does not take an attack of opportunity unless you have something else. And then it is going to use its last 2 actions and the Titan overwhelming opponents with blows other conventional they can't do. They make one void weapon strike against each foe within reach. Even on a fail on the attack, they still take 24 force damage. So it is going to spend its last 2 actions to hit anyone that is within 50 feet of it, which is all of you.
Even if I'm underground?
You are burrowed. Theoretically, you are out of range. So
Yeah, that's
Oh
covered, right?
yeah, you're
I'll be with
covered.
you.
So he is going to
Okay.
Titan overwhelms the opponent, strikes against each foe within reach. So I'm gonna roll a d20 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and bloop. And we're gonna say 20,
Oh, no.
9, 2, and 10. I believe that's gonna hit everyone. Does anyone? We're gonna do this. Does a 40? Does a 54 not hit anyone? Not crit anyone?
It
54
My AC is 47. Is how is
Okay,
that correct?
so if your AC is 47, let's say that 9 was after you and it doesn't hit you. Also, Pedal Dancer, you are muted, so I didn't hear what you said.
Apologies. I realized that I do have something that's relevant here.
Okay.
I have the stand still reaction.
Okay, you're gonna have to let me know what that is.
When a creature within my reach uses a move action, I can strike out against it.
But it didn't move.
But get up is a move reaction.
Oh yes, it
Or a
is.
move
Oh,
action.
yeah.
Stand.
Okay, so it used a move action, and so on that last round. And so what does it do again?
I can make a melee strike against it,
Oh,
and
cool.
if I manage to critical hit, I will disrupt its standing.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Do
please,
that.
please.
All right,
critical.
let's give this a shot. I get a 50, which hits, I believe, on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
and it's still prone when this happens.
Okay, so how is this? I say this group needs it. Not only do they need it, but we have 10 minutes to wrap it up. So
Yeah.
if we can fill chat up with emotes again, I'm gonna say it will be a critical. How's that sound?
Okay.
Does that sound good? So if you can go
course
into
it does.
if you go into chat and you can fill up a wall of emotes, any emote that you want, we're going to turn around and make it a critical success.
Now, if you want us all to die, I would recommend not using emote, but hopefully you don't.
Why would you suggest that, John?
Nightbot screwed you up. Sorry, guys.
That is very good.
Nightbot ruining it.
I can type in this channel too.
So that's naturally 34 damage, and it'll be twice as much if it is a critical.
We're getting a wall of emotes, so yes,
I
let's
see
say
it. I
that
see
it's
a
20.
wall.
It is.
I
a
thought told
nat
someone
20.
to stop spanning symbols. Is that?
And stay down.
Okay, so it stays down and you do damage. So how much damage did you do?
What did I just say? I said
30, I think.
38. So twice that.
Okay. all right.
76.
76.
76?
76 plus 82 equals 158 damage, y'all. You're not gonna kill this. But we still have some glorious minutes. Let's go 4 more minutes of this combat and then leave it into the ether. See whatever happened, and maybe we can convince Linda to come and join us and finish
Ooh.
off this combat some other time. So let's finish up the round. It attempts to get up and it fails and it falls back down. Can you do that more than once?
No. I do not have 100 arms and heads. I have only 1 head and 2 arms. Thank you very much.
10-4. Well, it is then going to spend its next action trying to get up, which does prevent it from trying to attack every single person within its range. And instead, it is very annoyed with you, and it's going to try to send you into the beyond again. So roll me a DC a athletic check. Was it
Is
athletics?
that a free action?
No, that is an action. That is its third action.
Oh,
Wasn't it
I
save
see,
last
I see.
time?
Yeah, it's a DC 48. Which it is a fort save.
I forget which one it was. It wasn't reflex. My other two are very close to each other.
No. It is. Oh gosh, where is it? It's the same as maze, whatever maze is.
The fuck?
Actually, it's a. I not even a joke. No.
Yeah, I thought we were.
What is this?
So maze, for maze, once on each turn, the target can spend one action to attempt a survival check or perception check against your spell DC to escape the maze.
Oh, the other thing is it adds occultism to escape.
Ah.
Mhm.
So you can do perception, survival, or occultism.
I think last time there was like a save to avoid getting thrown into it.
I thought it was too, and I'm just gonna say that it's gonna still be a save. Why don't we do a reflex? Just because I want to, and I'm the GM and I'm the god. So boo.
Sounds good. Okay. So that is not going to be, let's see. So reflex, you said. So I don't think it's going to be enough.
Actually,
so
no, it can't do it. Thank you, chat. It does have a 1d4 rounds before it can do it. So it doesn't matter. It can't even do it. So
Aha!
it's just gonna swing at you, just to do it.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat.
Even though you didn't want to help.
Natural 20. So it's gonna
Oh my
critically
God.
succeed.
So somebody else already defended me, but I haven't. Oh crap! I already used my reaction. I can't use this to defend myself. Oh well. Here we go. Go for it.
Good luck.
All right. Well, you are resistant to force damage, so
Mhm.
you're gonna take 9 force damage. 9 force damage and 23 plus 18. 41 bludgeoning damage.
That was before a crit, though, right?
Oh yes, so double both
18
of
and
those.
82.
Yeah. So 41 times 2 equals 82, and it was 9 damage. So 9 plus that's 18. So
But the resistance wouldn't apply twice, so 5 more to me.
yeah, but it doesn't the resistance. Oh, it's the total. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how much you take.
All right. So you just dealt 105 to me there.
Hmm.
Whew.
And it turns, and as a legendary reaction, it reaches out and grabs all of you, grabs every single one of you,
Except for me, because I'm like burrowed,
Nope,
right?
including you,
No, because I'm burrowed, Jake. I'm burrowed. I'm
Wait, but I'm a
ground.
king. You can't grab me.
and you all bloop into a black abyss as it teleports you with it. And
No!
we will have to continue this some other time, as it is
Indigo, my godlings.
as it is 9:55. We have 5 minutes left. This battle will have to continue some other day on some other plane of existence. Until that time, let's go around and let's say goodbye, everyone. Why don't you say who you are, a good place for you to be found, and then we'll end it off. So let's go opposite direction. Let's go with Barnaby. Why don't you start, William?
Hello, I'm William, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at kwilliamwhite. I'm also in a band called Glass Beach. Glass Beach, I said. Jonas is also in that band. And you can find that on pretty much like Twitter, Instagram. We have a link tree, Patreon, everything. It's /Glass Beach Band. And you can find our music at Glass Beach on streaming services. And we have a Bandcamp and all that stuff. It's very fun. Check it out. It's a good time. And I do other shows on QueueTimes. I'm sure someone's going to talk about Court of Corvids. And that's a whole lot of fun. That's where we play Pathfinder 2E. So you can come and check us out, do that. We're on hiatus right now. We're in between seasons, but we'll come back real strong and it'll be fun. We'll be in person and it's going to be good. Last thing I want to say though, I think this was a victory overall because we can all go home thinking and knowing in our hearts that the Titan believes that Calabash is a relevant figure to their past for some reason.
Calabash finds a way to be in everyone's story.
What a good king does.
All right, Jonas.
Hello, my name is Jonas. You can find me on Twitter sometimes at Jonas Newhouse. I want to really quick thank Arcane Mark for saying that was fast for characters you just built once. I'm very impressed with everyone on the stream for handling level 20 play. I appreciate that. I think we all, I think that we plugged through. We all had a lot in our minds today. I'm also in a band called Glass Beach. We stream as well. Video game streams Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Music streams usually on Monday nights. William does album listen-along streams on Saturday. And we also, Glass Beach has a live set on Saturday at 5 p.m.
Pacific.
You know what time? Pacific?
Yeah, maybe, or 4 p.m. Pacific, maybe.
4 p.m. Pacific. We're not sure the exact time, but
we are running it.
we're
managing it. We're managing it.
Stream. Yeah. But yeah, we have a live set for that. We recorded in our backyard. Very, very happy with how that's coming out. So we probably have posted about it and will post about it on Twitter as Glass Beach Band.
Awesome. Linda.
Hi, I'm Linda Zayas-Palmer from Paizo. I stream twice a week, twitch.tv/arcanemark with Arcane Mark, who is in there with Mark Seifter. And we stream on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific. And you can also come say hi to us on our Discord, which is tiny.cc/arcanemark.
Awesome. Krug, or in this episode, Crew.
Krug. You just said it right. Thank you so much. Hi, my name is Krug. You can find me on all of QueueTimes related activities. So, well, not all of them, but you know what I mean? Like QueueTimes. Check out QueueTimes. That's what I want you to do. I want you to check out QueueTimes. I also want you to understand that this is my first time playing a spellcaster ever. And it was really fun. And also I want you to understand that I'm going to steal Pedal Dancer's character sheet, and I'm going to use it to rework my character a little bit. Just throwing that out there. So, yeah, that's all.
Your flesh warp. I believe Jonas and William are trying to remind you about Game Gorgon.
Oh yeah, also check out Game Gorgon. Oh, we're gonna start recording Game Gorgon again once we're back in real life, like next to each other. It's gonna be great. That's on YouTube, youtube.com/QueueTimesMain. Also, I would like my laptop back, thanks.
And Molly.
Hi, my name is Molly McIsaac. You can find me across the internet at Molly McIsaac. That's Isaac with Mick on the front, MC. So ISAAC with MC on the front. Except here on Twitch, where I was being really good about streaming, but got distracted by living. But for the most part, I am around still, Night Glimmer. But my main focus right now is on TikTok, where I eat things for your enjoyment. Yes, that's true. I eat things on camera. It's not a fetish thing. It's just a fun thing. You can watch me there at the Witch Review, but it's REVUE, not review like reviewing. See, it's wordplay. Ha ha ha. But also, I just live on the internet, so you'll see me around. And yes, please check out Court of Corvids. I play a very narcissistic megalomaniac elf who's the love of my life. Even though she's super problematic. But I must say, I am so obsessed with this Pally. Like, I really want to play her some more. Like, I came up with such like an intense backstory for her, and I feel like I didn't get to do enough role play with her. And like, I surprisingly, I have a kind of a headache, but this wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So.
Oh yeah, you made it the whole time.
I wore 10-pound chainmail on my head. So please.
Oh, after the 80 girl tonight.
That's so funny. Kudos for making it. That's some...
Yeah, for sure.
I have a headache for sure, but it's it's a mellow one.
Nice. Ooh. My name is Jake. You can reach me on Twitter at IndigoQT or at _QueueTimes on Twitter. We also have a Discord where we talk about RPGs all day long. We have a channel for each one of our shows where we stream about like 5 days a week between Star Trek. We have Star Trek. We have World of Darkness games. We've got Pathfinder games. We've got a ton of different games that we play and have them across the board with a bunch of different people. But this cast, minus Linda, Linda, but I've already reached out and said, Linda, come and join us and stream with us. And if I haven't traumatized her with this disgusting creature, then
Oh, come on. I want to finish. You know I want to finish this fight with you
Yes.
guys.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta take this thing down or die trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm down. But we have a show called Court of Corvids, which is a Pathfinder 2nd Edition live stream where I take real life horror villains, so serial killers, cult leaders, those kind of aspects, and I convert them into characters that they have to deal with in person and have to go across. And Arturo and Dr. Ravna are both characters on there. We also have an RP Discord server, which a bunch of you are in here chatting away, where people will get to play Pathfinder 2nd Edition all day long in a play-by-post, and they do live games. I want to say it's close to one game a day, but we have a whole team of GMs. Kay Cunning basically runs all of it. And she is phenomenal, and the Discord server is a lot of fun. So if you all want to check that out, that's on our Patreon, and it is $5. $5 and come and join us and hang out and play Pathfinder 2nd Edition like all the time. That's everything I've got. I'm gonna head off. We're gonna all go leave. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
Thank you, Paizo. Thank you,
Thank you,
Paizo Con.
Thank you,
Guys, we love you.
Yay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks
Release
for
the
watching.
Necromancer sooner. Thank you. Wait, what?